helicopters. That's where it really becomes a problem.
I'm just saying, like, I want to know what my options are. And one of the things I was considering.
Wait, we should probably recap because we went live with Betty calling the cops on black people.
Betty
was
saying that we went live.
No, you guys, no. I just want to reiterate, I'm looking to make this a brainstorming session that doesn't include that.
Not brainstorm.
Betty's asking one of us to volunteer to call in anonymously.
Swat them? That seems like a lot.
Oh, so
Anyway.
I had a couple of ideas, some of which included maybe trying to find a friend of theirs on Facebook and be like, yo, who do I know that knows someone that could just be like, hey, we're friends.
Turn it down a little bit.
Yeah, like, I mean, I swear to God, you guys, help me.
Turn it down a little. Yeah.
Like, I wanted to be like, hey, I'm trying to watch season 1 of The Good Fight in my house. And I can't hear
you have
it.
that in your community. You make a passive aggressive status on Nextdoor.
That's almost worse than calling the cops. You're even whiter if you do that. Don't do that.
I'm okay with being
That's
white.
better than calling the cops, though.
Is it? I don't know.
Yeah, because then
Yeah,
your
I mean,
community. Because then
That's
you
a
have
low
multiple
threshold. Anything's
people,
better than calling the
but-
cops. That's true.
Right.
But it's not that much better.
Next door post ain't gonna kill nobody.
That's true.
Damn, what kind of
You know-
conversation did I walk in on?
Yeah, I
Betty
know,
calling
right?
the cops. Betty calling
Every
the
time-
cops
every
on
time
black
I
people
walk-
in
every
West
time I
Philly.
come in, niggas is talking about the cops or
Oh.
Frank knows him. Frank might know him. Might be at some
What the
party.
fuck, dude? I'm trying to be like, listen, I don't want to tell you like all these other weird things that have happened or whatever, but this is just like, I know we're in quarantine and everyone's fucking struggling. I get it.
But
We're all
their dog
fucking-
is just chained to a tree, and they don't be going out there for him.
I can't go in the backyard because their 2 dogs are barking. I can't go in the front yard because they're streaming commercials on Spotify. I need group here.
They're playing a card game. I don't know
I
what
think
it
they're
is. They
dead.
keep talking about a big joker.
I was about to say we playing
and
spades.
scared.
Oh my God. You guys are great. I knew you
I want to
would.
do a renege. They're doing the renege. I don't know what it is, but the renege.
I think I want.
I was on my way to ask him to turn it down. Then somebody called someone a renigger, and I was just like, all right, okay.
You can tell Betty went to church today because we accuse you of calling the cops on black people, and you're like, you guys are great.
We better be talking about spades.
Great.
That's all I jump back in. We better be talking about spades. Y'all talking about redigging and shit. Don't play with me. Don't play.
I did have a family meeting with Lisa, and our roommate, to talk about what the options were. And one of which was to send someone else over there that wasn't going to have an attitude, to just like, hey, you know.
Right.
And because August is from Argentina, we're like, maybe she should go.
Damn.
Hello, fellow melanin. I would like you to please.
Don't it sound like a service that need to be filled or something like that? Like, hi, you too scared to go next door? Your wife?
Currently gentrifying a neighborhood. You need to talk to your neighbors.
Yo, man, no, white lady getting called the cops on you right now, dog. Like, right. I'm just saying. I
White people getting black people to call the cops. It's like that.
Yo, I will call $500 a call.
Oh my God. Oh my God. It is a horror. Oh.
So yeah, call the cops. Get your phone out. Put it on live.
Yeah, put it on.
I mean, honestly, the other thing was I was gonna go over there, cook some food, bring some
You don't want your food.
So you don't even know what I was gonna cook.
I was going to make cornbread.
No,
I
I was gonna make a
box of chicken.
brisket with some fucking. Listen, I'm Jewish. We make brisket, chicken, matzo ball soup.
We just talked
Do
about.
you know we had a
matzo
talk
ball soup
about matzo
Yeah, talk about that matzo ball.
No, don't.
Them Jewish dumplings made me.
What's going on with Jewish cuisine right now?
Hold
Why
on, we
is
just
this
talked
coming
about
up?
matzo ball soup without me there.
5,000 years. That's what's going on right
Yes.
I mean,
David got very defensive about dumplings.
David did a
Very.
piss poor job of
Thank you.
describing
Thank
your
you.
balls.
Don't put dumplings on my
You did a
thing.
horrible job, David.
David had a rough night last night with his blackface.
You know what sucks?
So,
I
yeah.
bet if you watch
Cat
the
was trying to
preview
describe it, and he's
last
like, "It's a."
Frank, are you
You
calling
watched the
in?
preview
It's
last
a
night.
ball of flour.
You
That's what
can
he
see-
described it as.
Yeah.
You can see me Google matzo balls and see the word dumplings and go, oh man.
Just a quick question, Frank. Are you calling in
Yes.
from a paper cup and a string? What the?
Go ahead, Betty. Go with her shit.
It's like wrestling headgear.
Frank, are you next door blasting the music in my on my street?
Frank, you play his
I
Spotify
did ask
commercials.
Frank. He knows him. He's at the party.
Sitting on the stoop, like I'm out of here.
Yeah, I'm sitting on my stoop. That's all. I'm trying to enjoy this weather. And Betty, you fucking with me.
I got my free Spotify on blast all of a sudden.
First of all, nigga, it's not free.
Betty.
First of all, Daryl, it's not free. Mr. 3 Floors, 2 Decks. I pay for my Spotify.
Oh, I don't even have Spotify.
3 floors.
See, there we go. I may not have 3 Floors, 2 Decks, but I got Spotify Premium.
Well,
He pays that $10 a month, Daryl.
Right.
that's
Hey.
that's
Hi,
too rich for my blood.
Carol Fritz said hi, y'all.
Aw.
Hi, Carol.
Hello.
If I cared about my life as much as I care about music, I'd spend that $10 on life insurance. But you know.
Oh, don't pay for life insurance. It's not your money.
I just want to go back to Frank. Were you like bullying Daryl for the size of his house?
Yes. Yes. That's exactly what I was doing, Betty.
Exactly what he was doing.
Because I got
Yeah.
3 floors, but I don't have 2 decks.
Okay.
Wait, is it like a deck in the front, in the back, or is it 2 decks on 2 different levels?
Yeah, it's a deck on the first floor and then a deck on the third.
Holy shit.
I don't, Daryl, we don't want to have this conversation right now, Daryl.
I didn't start it, sir.
Stop asking questions about this man's house.
We could listen to men argue all night, but that's not the theme of the show this week. So we're gonna rip it on up and we're gonna start this freaking thing. Unless Betty, you want to walk yourself into any more of a corner with anything?
Yeah. No, do you guys mind if I walk over there and just show my screen and you guys can for me? Is that?
I think
Just the
that's a
women.
bad idea.
Bad idea.
I think it's a bad idea. What I think is a great idea is me introducing all the people that make this show amazing. My name is
Yeah.
my name is Liam Paris. Here we are, another week of Sucks to be Quarantined. Got to shout out the whole team that makes this amazing, so I'll do a little roll call. We got the core Sucks team, which is, of course, Frank Neblett,
Hi, everybody.
David Feinberg, Manny Brown,
Yeah.
Jared Little, Christopher Esperance, Not Bowie, and Shayla Porshi. And of
Why is
course,
everybody?
Yeah.
Why is everybody treating us like a high school graduation where like, please hold your applause to a medal? Woo.
Right.
Only the black people are clapping.
and one more member, but I will save her introduction for last because it is the best. Who else we got? We got our lovely host panel, which consists of some hecklers such as Betty Smithsonian, who Cecily Alexandria, Brandon T. Gorin, Daryl Charles, Seamus Millar, Martada Time Guy,
That's my baby.
the Queen Latisse,
Hey.
and I pray I'm not missing anyone. I think I got
I
it.
love that he knows to say the queen.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh, got goosebumps. Go ahead, Liam.
Well, we got one more person for you, and they might be the most important person of this half since they are hosting our lovely architect of the show. There would be no show without them. She is taking over on hosting duties this week. You can see her all over. She's got a podcast, The Leak. She's got a beautiful show called For My People, an awesome show called For My People. And yeah, like I said, she's the architect of this. So please give it up for Katanya Mosley, everybody.
Yeah. Y'all just that Liam Paris, everybody. Let him hear it. Saying all 3 of my syllables. Y'all know how much I love Liam. You got your choker on tonight, giving me feelings. But that's not what I'm here to talk about. Liam alluded to tonight's theme, and what we're going with for tonight is After You. I'll talk more about that in a minute, but just in case you want to know what the theme song is for tonight, After You is a 2020 inclusive take on the song Ladies First. Letice, you know this song? Yeah. Oh, and it looked like Betty know it. Featuring Queen Latifah, Moni Love. Was Miss Melody on that, John? Everybody was on that, John. So if you want to know what song should be moving you, check that out on YouTube. All right, that's your theme music for tonight. But this is After You. So our entire showcase tonight is non-dudes, which is amazing. And
no
I'm
penis.
very. What's that?
No penis.
I mean, I think externals are allowed, but you know, just non.
I brought my penis. Is that?
Because there are enough of them. I mean, that's why I didn't want to say no penises. Because
I brought somebody else's penis. Is that
I
okay?
might have to turn over hosting duties. Exactly, because I got about 8 of them. So
no male identified, right? You got 8? You got 8? What are you, the fucking Hanukkah of vibrators?
No, I don't have no penises. I just have penis envy. I'm lying. I just want people to hear the English words that I speak to them from time to time. That's all I want. That's all. Don't blame me for this. I am openly social justice warrior. Blame this crew. It was this crew who wanted to do this tonight. And I don't think that they were actually out to make booking hard for me, even though you can never trust these trash niggas out here. But like, blame the crew for tonight's theme. I can't entirely take credit for the sort of thinking that's going on behind tonight's show. I want to tell you some other people to blame. Of course, blame your president. Like, that's obvious. I also, I want to say,
your parents. Yeah.
Blame the cops and blame Frank Neblett, because Frank keeps talking to me. Frank kept bringing up Breonna Taylor, and it's important that we remember her. It's important that we say her name. On March 11th, the WHO declared the pandemic. On March 13th, Breonna Taylor was shot and killed in her home. She was a frontline worker, an EMT, and was shot and killed in her home on a no-knock warrant. She's absolutely worth looking up. If it could happen to her, it could happen to any of us, especially those of us with a little bit more melanin, those of us living in neighborhoods where cops do execute no-knock warrants. So that's another thing. Blame Trump because of that woman in Michigan, which is ridiculous. So we are doing this show tonight because of current events and ongoing events, and the fact that Women's History Month, when y'all are supposed to be pretending to care about our contributions and sharing articles about us on Facebook, Women's History Month was stolen from us by the pandemic, y'all. So non-dudes deserve
Pandemic
some
must be male.
recognition out here. What's that?
I said, I guess the pandemic is not female.
I mean, I wonder, or she a greedy patriarchal bitch? You know that bitch?
I don't know.
Want
Yeah,
all
I
the
know.
attention.
Just pits women against women. Maybe the pandemic is.
Yeah. Got me feeling like an old lady wanting her to put a slip on under that mini skirt. I see your calves, bitch. I got calves too. Can we work though? I'm not out here trying to hate on these hoes. I'm not trying to do that. I also feel like singing Sister Sledge. I got all my sisters with me. If y'all can come up with anthems. Yes.
What about
yes.
What about
yes.
There's a meeting in the ladies' room.
Ooh.
Be back. Are we just going in there to do cocaine? That's what I was.
Betty out here showing off.
I'm pretty sure that it's about cocaine. I'm pretty sure. So we got a bunch of people out here. Listen, Frank urged me to host. I could have tried to find y'all a host who wouldn't get out here and hurt your feelings for 90 minutes, but I don't know nobody like that. Everybody I know gonna get out here and hurt your feelings for a few minutes at a time. But these are all amazing people who are also here to make you laugh, and they are so good at it. This lineup is an absolute banger. I'll give you a little bit of insight though, in case I do hurt your feelings a little bit too much. I, Katanya Mosley, am still afraid that my mom is gonna catch me smoking on the Zoom. Okay, Latisse laughed the hardest because she know that shit is true. I've written that to Latisse in the chat. So I'm still somebody's baby, amen. There's still somebody who can hurt my feelings with 3 seconds
not the
of
amen.
silence, okay?
That's the
Not the
amen.
amen.
We all somebody's baby. Are y'all ready for some comedy?
Yeah.
Yeah, y'all look ready. Ooh, I'm excited. Your first comic up tonight is not actually calling the cops on Black and brown people.
Oh my God, Kat!
It's not.
But even
I should say
it's
your
like
first
that's like
comic of
saying
the
here
showcase.
she is. She's not a serial killer. Someone said I was. What? Why are you leading with that?
I know. I hit him with the current events, and we got you on the spotlight while I talk about the cops. It's great. He also lives in that amazing house that makes me question my life choices. Amazing.
Yeah.
Y'all, please welcome to the stage best comic in the United States of 2019. Fact check. Welcome to the spotlight, the hilarious Betty Smithsonian.
Oh, good to see everybody, y'all. This does feel like my evening. Like, this is what I do on Sundays now. I come onto this Zoom and I try to just like act cool with you guys and try to be cool and feel a little bit normal. But it's good to see everybody. Let me look at everyone's sweet face. Look at Lamar, like on his second plate of food.
My first plate.
Is it your first plate? It looks like I don't know. It looked like you were selective in the first plate, and now this plate you're just like, just put it all in the middle. It looks good. Look at your little, when I was a kid in high school, did you ever do whippets? Ever do whippets? Am I spotlit? What's happening? Am I? Anyway, did you ever do whippets?
No, sorry.
Like buy all the cartridges? What, Daryl? What?
Keep it black, alcohol and weed, that's it.
Okay.
As a joke.
Okay.
I'm a punk. I'm not saying that like I'm bragging, but please tell me about whippets.
No. I was just gonna say whippets was like, they called it like hippie crack. It was like the little charger you like kind of make whipped cream with, but you can also just like, it's like the balloons they sell in the parking lots of like, I guess jam band concerts. It's filled with nitrous. It's a little mini nitrous hit. Alyssa knows.
I'm white. I know what you're saying.
The Percocet guy wants that.
Thank you. I'm glad I'm not doing any jokes about race. That's great. Everyone else can just chime in, point it out. I don't know what the fuck I'm on. I'm sober. You guys know I'm sober a really, really long time, and I've been having these flashbacks of like who I've been as a person, like before I started using drugs and alcohol, because I'm stuck in my house. We're all stuck in our house, and I'm really remembering what life was, and I thought about this today. I'm not just sharing this memory with you, that I remember taking the sound. You had to take a hearing test when you were in elementary school. You wore headphones. You had to raise your hand when you heard the sound and lower it. And I remember doing that and trying to see if I could like act like I was not hearing it, because I wanted to like get a hearing aid. I don't know what to say about this. Lamar telling me I have one more fucking chance to make this right. Like I wanted to like get attention, and so I was like trying to not pretend like I couldn't hear it. so I could like be deaf.
Yep.
Does anyone else ever?
Yeah.
No.
You understand why I started drinking? That was I'm like, oh, maybe I'll be deaf, and then people will like give me a hearing aid. Like that was my best idea. And, you know, when I was fucking 11, I was like, this is great. I'm gonna pretend I can't fucking hear. Anyways, this my time. Thanks, Lamar. Appreciate that. While I've been talking to you, I've been tweeting at the cops to come knock on the door. That weird. Thank you. While I've been talking to you, I've been tweeting at the cops. I love you guys, and I think that someone's actually playing back my joke that I just did. And that's like doing your fucking set at St. Patrick's in New York, and the echo is so long. And then I got a blowjob.
Put it in my pussy.
Put it in my ass. All right, I love you guys. Thank you. I don't know.
Betty Smithsonian, everybody.
If you can hear raise your hand. Stop pretending you're deaf. What the fuck?
Stop pretending you're deaf, y'all. That's wisdom from Betty Smithsonian.
That's the new theme for tonight.
Specifically for white women.
I like talking about race with you guys.
Earlier, someone suggested that I try whiteface. And I was like, you think I haven't, nigga? You think it's the United
whiteface? Is
I
just
don't
you
exactly
like
know.
I think it's just you doing yoga and like drinking tea or something on like a mat. Wrap it up.
I think my whiteface is me on the phone.
Me too. Definitely.
I think that's what it is. It's me talking to customer service.
Y'all ever hear what city enlisting, please?
Yep.
That was me. That was me.
There you go. Yeah, I was a voice recording on a couple of I did a couple of things. Yeah. Yeah. I also want to note that Manny Brown said that the pandemic is probably Black because it let us have Black History Month.
I did LOL at that. That was
That's it. I know. It gave me pause.
Maybe it is Black.
Also, he spelled pandemic wrong. That's what I love.
We're not doing that. No, we're not doing that.
Well,
right
look. Pandemic is Black. I think we have to have a discussion on black crime again.
Y'all, Betty got
for you, Betty. Thanks for catching that.
I didn't want to point out any spelling errors.
Betty got two
Guys, I'm moving quickly here. I don't have time to spell. Come
Betty,
on.
you can't call. Betty, you know you can't call spelling errors on Black people. You don't know that
in real time.
You don't know that. We don't get textbooks.
Hey, we are not a monolith. I know how to spell. You call it out anytime.
I know how to spell. I know.
That's the problem, right? Capital. You got that right, Chris. Go ahead, talk that.
I just let me throw that in there.
It is an uppercase D for real. That's true.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah.
Y'all ready for some more comedy, or y'all want us to keep piling up guilt on Betty? Because I can, Betty. I can probably.
You on Betty, baby.
I can. You know what I mean? I can find racism everywhere. I can find it in Betty's last name if I look for it. What is Smithsonian? Really?
Right.
Ian?
What's insane is that it's actually Eisenberg. If you want to hear about some real fucking bullshit.
Betty got that Breaking Bad last name sounding. Yeah. All right. So your next comedian is such a good find. I feel like we are stealing her from the West Coast. We are going to kidnap her and bring her to Philadelphia. She's hilarious. We've seen her on a few virtual shows and she's been very busy in real life. We'll talk about rooms if they ever come back. Y'all welcome to the spotlight, the very funny Lexi Grace.
Thanks for having me. By the way, Betty, I totally understand what you're talking about. Yeah, you. Yeah.
I am. Yeah, I'm talking about you. Yeah.
Oh, hi.
Because my one of my friends, she's partially deaf, but she likes to go whole deaf when she goes places. And sometimes it backfires on her because she was in a grocery store and somebody dropped a loud thing and they knew her as like the deaf girl in the grocery store, and she had a full reaction. And then they were like, "Oh my God, it's a miracle." And then she couldn't go back to that grocery store.
She's known as the deaf girl at the grocery store. What town does she live in? Like Smallville? That's amazing.
It was like a local, grocery store, and she had like the hearing aids and like would sign a lot, so they would be like, "Oh, it's the," so that they didn't have to deal with her. But I have to say that I've been watching a lot of TV in quarantine, a lot of weird shows. I tried to watch this show called that show with I think it's like Cardi B and Nicki Minaj, and they're like, and Chance the Rapper, and they break down rappers. But I accidentally watched the wrong show. I watched this show called The Rap Game instead, which is, if you haven't seen it, I see one nod. It's so good. It's Jermaine Dupri dealing with little 8-year-old rappers. And it's ridiculous, guys. There's one rapper and his name is Little Poopy. Little Poopy! And he does not want to be there. And they keep saying, we feel like you don't want to be on this show, Little Poopy. And I'm like, what gave it away? This kid literally slept through challenges. They were like, you got to write a song. He took a nap. I was like, you got to get super productive 8-year-olds, If you guys are curious to how Little Poopy looks like, he looks like this. Oh, wait. He looks like this. This is Little Poopy. And that's his whole attitude the whole show. Just like that. I've also been watching a lot of prison dramas. My mom is scared because I've been watching solely female prison dramas. The one female prison drama that I'm really into is this show called Vis-a-Vis. And it's like, it's almost like Sex in the City set in prison. Like everybody just wants to have sex. Like no one's trying to break out of the prison. Everyone's trying to break in the prison. And as my last thing, I just want to say, you ever feel like the day keeps repeating itself like over and over again?
Yes.
Yeah. So it kind of reminds me of one time when I was in film school. There was this one kid, and he would always do this story where it'd be like, he would always tell the story about him being a gay NYU student. And the teacher was like, how about you write something aside from that? And he was like, okay. So the next week he came with the story, and he was like, okay, so it's about this movie star from Hollywood who ends up flying to New York to shoot a movie. And when he falls in love with this gay NYU student, and the teacher was like, okay, can you like not put yourself in the narrative? And he's like, got it. So he came back the next day and he said, it's about this high school teacher who's teaching all these kids. And he's like, doesn't know, he's like teaching in the ghetto. And it's this gay NYU student. And then he does this. Then the teacher was like, come on, Chris, can you do one more pitch? And he's like, fine. It's the year 2020. There's aliens in a far off planet. They're going on to battle of civil war. Aliens is versus aliens, right? They're fighting each other. And they're looking, there's poor aliens and they're getting defeated by these rich aliens. And the only thing these poor aliens can do is go to this junkyard. And in the junkyard, they find a cryogenically frozen gay NYU student. Okay, bye guys.
Lexi Grace, everybody, let her hear it. Y'all have to check out The Rap Game, because like at the end of the opening credits or whatever, Jermaine Dupri is like, this ain't no game, it's the rap game. And every time I'm like, whoa. Whoa. Anyway, y'all ready for your next comedian? Let me see your hands. Yeah. All right, so I'm very excited to bring your next comic up. We have just snatched her away from child rearing and working. So glad to see her set free from the bondage of having it all. Y'all, she is very funny. Also performed in all the live rooms, has been seen on the Q at Punchline. Y'all clap it up right now for the hilarious Emily Epstein White.
Hey, you guys, please help me. This is awful. Jesus Christ. Does anybody want kids? Because they can have all of mine. So much bullshit. Like, I know I made this choice to have them, but if someone was like, listen, I know you want them, it sounds like a good idea, but in a couple years, there's going to be this thing that happens, and you're going to be stuck in the house with them 24 hours a day for 71 days and counting. Murder is not an option. Child services is not really working right now, so you can do whatever the fuck you want. We're not going to take your kids away. Do you still want them? I think I'd be like, you know what? That's a good choice. I'm going to adopt. I'm going to just let my eggs turn to dust, and I'm gonna revisit this in a couple years. Because holy shit balls, you guys. I've started running, and I, just so you know, I have more of a Netflix and chill body. But I gotta get out of this house of these. I have a 4-year-old and a 16-month-old and a husband, and fuck, man, I've started running like I'm running from something, and I am. I'm definitely running from something. I'm going farther and farther. It's funny that you brought up Queen Latifah, because I was listening to a mix and UNITY came on, which I understand is not for me, but there is a point where and I got very emotional, and I was like, who are you calling a bitch? And I just ran faster. So that was a beautiful moment. Another fun thing, I was running and I was feeling cocky, which is why I was put in my place. I was running and I was feeling good about it, and I swallowed a bug for the first time, which is double. It wasn't a murder hornet, but it was very upsetting, and it was particularly bad because I'm a vegetarian, so it's just wrong. It just feels, if I was Buddhist, I'd just be like, I give up, I can't do anything anymore. But I was running and it happened, and the best part was that it happened as I was running past a construction site, and I swallowed it and did this like full body thing where I looked like I'd been tased. And I know that the construction guys saw me because they laughed and pointed. Better about your life choices is choking and spandex. So that was awesome. Speaking of deaf people, my grandmother, before she died, was amazing. She would come to my comedy shows, and she told me that she would get really mad about all the cursing. So she would turn her hearing aid off for other people's acts, and then turn it back on for mine. And I was like, don't you? It's the whitest white old woman thing you can possibly do. We're like, no, I don't think you're going to interest me. No, I'm not interested in what you have to say. And I wish I could do that now. Also, I have done whippets before. I did it when I worked at Starbucks when I was a child. It was nice to do whippets and just finish off the day. Yes, because we'd make our own whipped cream. It was nice. And as a gift to customers in the morning, we would just leave a little bit in at the end. So the first person, because you're welcome. That was a thing. As far as these children, my child turned 4, and since she's turned 4 2 weeks ago, we've had to call poison control because she drank children's Claritin because it tastes good. She broke into our kitchen twice in the middle of the night. She keyed my car with a stick. There's now a picture of a house with her name on it on the hood. And it's been 2 weeks. She's been 4 for 2 weeks, you guys. What the fuck? And then she'll tell me fun things that make me feel bad, like, Mommy, when you don't listen to me, you make me feel like chopped liver, which is the Jewish side. And then other things that she said that were
that's time.
Thank you.
We have to cut you off, but we have to bring you back next time, I promise. Y'all clap it up for Emily. That was awesome. I want to keep this show moving right along. Comedians, make sure that you open up the chat, because that's where we're letting you know about time. And also, Lamar's going to yell at you once your time goes out. So if you hear someone yelling, y'all clap for Emily's freedom. We got her out. I care about you even though your last name is White. See, I don't look how open-hearted I am. And the hearing aid thing. The hearing aid thing doesn't sound so white to me. It sounds like post 42. At 43, I don't want to hear it. Why? Why do I have to hear it? All right. Your next comedian is a great listener and a great laugher in this room. In fact, if you don't make the queen laugh, it is pretty much because you suck. It really, really is. She's the best listener among us. She has been on the live stages. She's been at Helium. She's been at Punchline. She's been on The View and at all the festivals and shit. She was crowned best comedian in the world in 2017. Y'all clap it up right now for the brilliantly funny Latisse.
Hey, everybody, what's up? Let me know. Kat just making up. She making up. That last one was made up and I love it. I'll take it. 2017. Yep, that was me. That was me. I absolutely love this. Give it up one more time for the Sucks to Be Quarantine crew. We love y'all. We looking good. I kind of jumped in after the fact, but I'm feeling good and I feel Emily. Listen, I'm right with you, girl. I'm right with you, except I ain't running. I ain't going nowhere. Okay. I've refused to do any exercise during this time. I just haven't. And whatever I look like when this is over is what I look like. That's what I've decided. But I will say I didn't expect to be as essential as essential people need to be. The word essential is really getting overused, but I realize I'm not trying to be 24-hour essential. Y'all feel me? I'm used to clocking out at 5 p.m. and these kids still asking me shit at 8 p.m. What's up? Like, oh, I still have to feed you? I don't understand what's happening. Yeah, I'm not with it. I do know that everybody has changed during this quarantine and I'm super excited. I'm just telling y'all now, it's gonna be a whole different tease when I come out of quarantine, y'all. I've been studying very hard. I've been very diligent. And I've been watching the most ratchet TV. Amazing TV, reality TV. I'm on it, y'all. And when I tell you, when I start clapping my hands, and as soon as the first drink gets thrown, that's when you know it's about to go down. That's how you know it's about to go down in any reality TV show. First, the water gets thrown, right? Get that in their face. It's on and popping at that point. Then I'm gonna toss the table. Woo! Table gets thrown.
Wow.
And if we're outside and we're around the car, I'm just gonna climb over a car. Do y'all understand? I'm just climbing over the car. That means I'm about to get in that ass, okay? That's what that means. Fucking run, okay? Run. I'm about to get in that ass. I just I don't know. I'm gearing up because I'm super excited about when the world opens back up. Aren't y'all excited?
Yeah.
I'm thinking about it. And
No, absolutely not.
I'm thinking about it. See, introverts love this shit right now. Everybody's like, all the introverts are like, I love being home. I'm fine. Okay, that's good for you. And when it opens up, stay your ass home because nobody wants you anyway. Okay. But I'm trying to tell you that I'm ready to get the hell up out of this house too. I just don't know what to do anymore. Like, you know, when you get to the end of the rope type deal and you like, this needs to end quickly. Have you ever thought about killing somebody you live with? I don't know if you ever thought about that.
All the time.
A lot of people don't take, and you know what? And spikes in domestic violence have gone up. I feel for those people. I really do, but I understand it. Y'all remember when Chris Rock said, I don't condone it, but I understand it. Was that Martin? I don't know. Somebody said it.
Wow.
But I understand it. I'm not saying I'm doing it, but I understand it. I'm ready to just leave everybody. You hear me? I'm ready to get in my 2015 Ultimate and never look the fuck back. You feel me? And I don't know where I'm going. I just know I don't want to be in Marlton anymore on my cul-de-sac. You hear me? Start talking about don't call the cops. I will not call the cops. Betty, don't call the cops. Over here. You know how that'll
She already on the phone with him. She already on the phone with him. Playing talking about some stop.
Over here, okay? Because when the cops come, they're gonna look at me first. That's why I call the cops. I got a white husband.
Look, you hear her? She sound like she get. Look at her. Look at her. She on the phone cutting up.
They gonna look at me
Oh
first.
my God! Oh Jesus!
They gonna look at me first.
Oh my gosh, you guys are great.
Don't do that. Don't do
love
that.
you guys. Love it.
I love you too. I just don't call the cops over here. I got 1 minute. Okay, real quick, 30 seconds. I don't know. I do believe this. I believe that in any relationship, it's important. It's all about compromise. I believe you can find true love. I do believe that. I believe you can find your soulmate. You know, I just realized I found my cellmate. I'm doing a bid, y'all, with no possible chance of parole. This is what I'm working with. We all make life choices, and that is where I am right now. Pandemic, please end. I'm praying to God right now. I don't care what y'all say, what y'all think. I'm praying every night that this ends. So thank you again. This has been amazing. You guys are amazing. Everybody's so funny. And I'm on the verge of being drunk. I am drinking Tito's and cranberry right now.
Yeah.
Cheers to that.
Yeah. Y'all
That's my
lose your
time.
minds right now for Latisse.
Thank you.
Yeah.
That was hilarious. Yo, Latisse, that Philly comedy reality show about to be bananas.
It's
You
gonna
understand?
be fucking amazing, yo.
All the crazy people we have here.
That's not
and
even-
plus, Liam is the prettiest and all the bitches hate him. You know what I mean? It would be the perfect show. We would
Yeah,
always
we
be
gonna
trying to
have you on
scratch
the
Liam's
second
face.
season, though. We ain't gonna have you on the first season. Second season.
Nah, save Liam. Save Liam for after to come and shake up the balance. Yeah,
I
we're gonna
just wanna
scratch
be
the
there
shit
when
out of
people
your
get
face,
eliminated.
Liam. Liam got that pullable hair. Okay.
I already gave my time back, Mr. Todd.
Y'all ready for some more comedy? We'll stop the violence. Your next comedian made it here. She's amazing just for like getting it together with the Zoom link and getting on. But she's also an amazing comic, used to perform in all of the live rooms, was crowned best Northeast Philadelphia of 28, Northeast comedian. That's like the Northeast region covering the Mid-Atlantic and also Boston of 2018. And you can catch her right here, right now. Y'all, welcome to the spotlight, my friend, the super funny Audrey Marsh.
Hi, thanks for having me. Greetings from Lancaster County. That's where I live, unfortunately. I feel like the pandemic has kind of linked me finally to this place where I live. Because I have this accidental bowl cut now, and I feel like I've been visited by like an ancient Amish curse. My hair just grows really fast, and I'm just like about to stand on a street corner with a sign that says "I need a haircut," just so people know this isn't on purpose. Like I don't want the barbershops to open back up again. I just want people to know I didn't do this on purpose. How's everybody there? How's Philly?
Loud.
Yeah, Philly's doing okay. I live out in the country, so not everything's all bad. Like questionably legal fireworks season already started. So if you hear it's like sounds like Nam in my neighborhood. You know?
I would beg to differ. Did you just say nom?
I don't know. It sounds like bombs are going off. It's like all the good old
you just got called out for not knowing what Vietnam sounds like. It's an intense moment here at the quarantine.
My apologies.
No,
I
that's
heard a
fine.
call out and I was like, but it's not me. Who's
that? I want to guess, but that'd be wrong too.
I think we all got to just shut the fuck up at this point.
Nah, dude. Never stop
Take
shutting
over.
up.
we have this little joke in my house. Things, the comedy is few and far between, but every time the fireworks go off, we just look at our dogs and go like, it's dog hunting season already. It's a real hoot around here. You guys find like I feel like it's really hard to be funny right now. I've been entertaining myself all week because I have a vegetable garden. I've always had a vegetable garden. It's one very adorable thing about me. But last year, a groundhog ate my whole vegetable garden, and I'll tell you, I have lived through significant loss and grief in my life, but that upset me more than anything else that has ever happened in my life. So I went online before I put my vegetable garden in this year. I went online to see if I could find like motion detector pest deterrents, but everybody during this pandemic went and got a new hobby. So all that stuff is on back order. So I ordered a motion sensitive 6-foot-tall screaming Grim Reaper from the Halloween Adventure store. And this is seriously like that. I go outside all the time. I look at it and I just laugh and laugh. There's not a lot
try
going
calling
on.
the cops on that groundhog.
I'll call the cops on the groundhog. I feel like my neighbors are gonna call the cops on like the guy standing in my lawn, screaming with his light up red eyes.
Is it working?
Yeah. Well, I mean, so far it works. I haven't seen the groundhog hasn't come around and eaten up my cabbage patch. So it did.
It's working.
Yeah. I don't know. What else is going on? I am glad, you know what, I'm very glad to have a partner through all of this. That's been particularly clutch. I'm glad to have a partner through this, and I'm glad that I'm going to have a partner after this. Like, I keep thinking about what's going to happen with hookup culture. I think it's going to go one of two ways. Like, either it's going to become really puritanical for some people, and they're just going to be like, we will not even touch each other until we're ready to get married. or there's going to be like, it's like some kind of like super weird kink is going to happen where they're like, you have to enter my house through the bathroom window, wash your whole body, put your mask on, back into my bedroom, and then I'm going to hit you with that 6-foot-long dildo.
You should put that in your vegetable garden.
That's time, y'all. Let Audrey hear. Audrey, thank you so much. Audrey March, everybody.
Having me.
Yeah, go Audrey.
That was hilarious. Thank you for coming. Thank you. I'm going to keep this show moving right along with your next comedian. I just love it. Speaking of somebody who can hurt your feelings with 3 seconds of silence, like a glance from this queen right here. You've seen her on Def Comedy Jam's 25th anniversary.
Yeah, I can't.
You can catch her Netflix special, and also absolutely catch her book on Amazon. It is called Vagina Strong. Y'all welcome to the spotlight. Friends of the room, the hilarious Cecily Alexandria.
Thanks for having me. I would die on Def Comedy Jam. I'd go out and cry. Anyway, I'm back on. I stopped talking about white people for a while because my mom said that if someone's annoying you, just ignore them and they'll stop. So, I'm still waiting. Oh my gosh. So I don't wish terrible things on white people. I just want you to shut the F up. So I did cry for Joe Biden the other day, so I'm, I still care about white people. I think that we're at a point where the reason why we're in this kind of state that that we are is because white people need a good Black mother to foster them. I mean, we don't want to adopt you because we don't want your raggedy kids. Like, get them out of here. But we'll foster and make sure you pay us. That's a part of the problem. But I'm talking about the Black moms that I'm not specifically talking about the ones that will beat you, but like, you know, maybe. But I did get spanked when I was a child. I got spanked a full 5 times because I'm a good kid. Thank you very much. But I'm still afraid of Tom. She is shorter and smaller than me, and I know her limitations, but I will still protect that woman at every cost. And white women are out here calling their moms bitches. So that's your problem. I've been thinking about making white people cry to my resume under unique talent. And white people are like crying babies. You know what happens to crying babies? They drown. Okay. I'm gonna end there. You guys.
Wow.
Cecily Alexandria, everybody. Didn't I tell you? Didn't I tell you?
Oh my God, yo, you niggas don't understand how this Zoom allows everybody to see your face, and God, uncomfortable white faces are hilarious. God damn.
Can we please go back to how Cecily opened and she said she wasn't going to talk about white people, and then the rest of her set was
Back on the
about white
bullshit,
people.
son. Yeah.
And then she drowned them.
It felt like she was gaslighting white people during her set.
Yeah.
And she killed them at the end. It was actually quite amazing.
I still
Yeah.
white people.
I love it.
White friends. I'm 12% white. It's fine.
Shout out to Susan
You
Q.
do, and you do have white friends, so it's all good.
It was like experiential. It was so for my people. It was like, this is what it's like to work at your company. Ain't this what it's like at the law firm, Manny? Ain't this what it's like? Daryl, ain't it what this is what it was like, huh? In those environments. This is what it's like. Welcome to the journey. Y'all clap it up for Cecily one more time.
Woo! We need for her to tell us what Vietnam sounded like, and I was like, I was waiting.
Your next comedian, speaking of seeing everybody on the screen, I did check on her when Cecily was talking about folks drowning in their tears, and she was in fact laughing. You may recognize her from Nickelodeon's All That. And you can also watch her podcast, Keep You Posted. Y'all, welcome to the spotlight. Friend of the room, the very funny Hannah Trav.
Independence woman.
Oh, she's muted. What's happening to your audio? Oh no.
Oh, no.
The demons got her. Okay, she wasn't on all that. She wasn't on all that. Give her back.
Can you hear me?
Yeah. Now we got you.
Yes. There we go.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Okay.
Awesome.
I was waiting for you guys to bring me on as a white woman. Hi. I only have 3 minutes. So Audrey, you were saying you're interested in what's going to happen with hookup culture. As the hookup culture correspondent, I can tell you I passed a couple on a Tinder date yesterday, and the way I knew they were on a Tinder date was they were taking a walk, a socially distant walk. As I walked behind them, he just went, or she went, so do you have any siblings? Or I was like, that is one of the walks I've been on. So anyone crying in other bathrooms that aren't their own?
Yes, absolutely.
My fucking law school has like 8 bathrooms and I only have the one here. Every time I do these Zoom shows, I'm just like, okay, this is not cribs. This is not cribs. This is not cribs. Don't become a prop comic. But then my cat's here and I'm like, holy shit, I'm doing comedy. I've always wanted to bring her. I heard, speaking of hookup culture, I did a show and one of the comics was talking about Zoom and how Zoom like put out its guidelines that you're not supposed to have sex on Zoom. Did you guys like? You can 100% have sex on FaceTime. Nothing in the rule book, not that I know from experience. Okay, this is great. I honestly I forget who said it, but like I don't remember what it's like to feel this unfunny all the time. It's a good memory. I'm like, I haven't made anyone laugh today. And what is my purpose? No, today I have, thankfully. Okay. But I mean, yesterday, crickets. Crickets. Yeah, I had to do a teleconference with my gynecologist, which, wow, doing a pap smear over the phone is different. No, I'm kidding. Pap smear. No, it was because I was pretty sure something was wrong. I had a yeast infection, not trying to brag, but I'm not trying to brag, but I'm not showering enough. I am not showering enough, but I do like miss little things like that. Like even just going to the gynecologist. Last time I went to the gynecologist was my birthday. And that's because they called me and they were like, hey, we have your test results. And I was like, oh no. And they were like, yeah, you have HPV. And I was like, all right, yeah, so do you. Probably, I don't know. I forgot that this stays on Facebook forever. Whoops. I have to pass the character and fitness part of the bar. Yeah. Wait, did anyone, before I go, did anyone see that Harry Styles video, Watermelon Sugar, that was released this week? That's literally just him. Watermelon gets pushed.
I know the song, but
whoa, it is hot, hot, hot. Oh my God. I just wanted, that's
so
like
good.
It's like him just eating a watermelon and yeah, if you're alone, listen.
He's eating watermelon? Harry Styles is eating watermelon?
Yeah, but he's eating watermelon like he's eating something else, if you know what I mean. He is.
Like I eat ribs?
Yeah. Maybe. I don't know how you eat ribs, but yeah, maybe. Okay, thanks. That's my time. Bye.
Yeah. Trav, everybody. Clap it up for Hannah Trav.
Oh, yeah,
Harry Styles ain't getting me. You ain't gonna
I
get me,
haven't seen
Harry
the video, but I'm sure
Oh.
Daryl eats his ribs.
I'm gonna go watch it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really hard not to just leave and then come back.
Right. Tell him, Daryl.
Harry Styles knows. He know he gonna get our clicks. He know he gonna get our clicks. And you not gonna get my click, Harry Styles.
I know how to lick a click.
And here's the thing, he has in the video, he has his nails painted too, and like the whole aesthetic of it is just like
he's trying so hard.
It's
I hear gentrifying eating watermelon. I can't stand it.
He's trying so hard. Y'all don't know, my click look like Manny Brown. That's what it looked like. I didn't say that, Mama. Them people lied. Mama, I didn't say that.
So
y'all done got me all off track. I had other things to say that had nothing to do with it.
That is delightful, Kat. I'm going to capture that thing you just said and make it your ringtone and try to get you to call me.
Which part? I didn't say that, Mama. That
I'm framing that and putting it on my wall.
Actually,
send
with
it
us,
to
I
her.
mean, let's keep it 100. With us being in quarantine, actually, all of us, we look like Seamus's beard.
Her name is Rachel.
Love you.
I look like him upside down.
Exactly. Upside down.
Y'all, this is fun. So I want to take a moment just to thank you, audience, the folks that I like to call hypothetical motherfuckers. Thank you so much for watching the show wherever you are, on YouTube or on Facebook. Maybe you're with us now or 8 seconds from now. Maybe you're with us hours or days from now. So thank you so much for watching. This is an incredible thing that is happening. We are defeating social isolation, which is incredible. We all somehow managed to be here together. And Hannah is right. This shit is weird. Y'all know what it makes me feel like? It feels like that HBO series True Blood. It's like, wasn't there like a blood substitute? But the vampires were like, no, but I prefer the real thing.
Yeah.
This like proves that we are vampires.
That's just like it.
That's what it's like. And it's like you can kind of get a hit of something. I guess I don't have to go kill people, but
it works.
This isn't quite satisfying. It's not
Tastes like
quite
shit.
the spirit of the crafts. Exactly. So I want to thank everybody for being here. Thank you, everybody on screen, for coming out and turning the Zoom into a room. And we have people here from different time zones. It's incredible. So folks, if you want to support the work that we're doing, I gave a rundown last week. Liam listed the people who are here. You can actually look at the screen and see how many people are involved, and then add like 4 or 5 people for folks with shitty technology who couldn't get the backgrounds up, and make fun of them. There could have been more of us, but this many people work on this show and do piles of on-screen work in addition to some off-screen work to make this happen every week. And we also have between us like 2, kind of 3 subscriptions to keep, monthly subscriptions to keep this going. So if you want to support the work and help us to pay the people who show up and are funny on the virtual grind, please give to paypal.me/sucks at Fergie's. That's sucks with no K. That's SUCS at Fergie's. No apostrophes, and support our work. And I think, I don't have it in my background, Shaylin. I'm slipping. But a lot of our crew members have it.
I only worked really hard to make all these backgrounds today. I'm not upset at all. I'm not even a little upset.
Ooh, can we spot Shaylin on that guilt trip? That was delicious, Shaylin. That's like some shit I went to boarding school with. That was great.
Love a level guilt right there.
It took me all the way back. Y'all, I want to sing my alma mater. That was amazing.
Boarding school?
Yeah, I did. I was a boarding school in upstate New York. Jane Fonda went to my school. It's crazy. It's crazy. I have a crazy life. So I mentioned HBO before. I met your next comedian on an HBO special called the Bechdel Test Fest a few years ago. And I learned about her that, you know, her people walked to Canada and my people stayed in the South. And you can tell from our builds the difference in our lineage. She is hilarious. I'm so delighted that she's here tonight. Y'all, please clap it up for the hilarious Belinda Cleary.
Yeah.
Yeah. Belinda.
Thanks for having me here. This is my first time on this Zoom thing. I didn't know what the hell I was doing. So when it looked like I was confused and stuff, I was like, I don't need makeup because I'm going to be online. But I realized, what a bad fucking angle for me. I'm wearing a sweatshirt because I got a tank top underneath, but no bra. And hot as hell, melting right now. But I don't want to more than I don't want to be cool. So my nipples are the size of the yolks of eggs. And so I decided to just put it on. And then it was too late to change when I realized the temperature in my bedroom here. So anyways, what's going on, you crazy cats and kittens? My new thing. I've been watching Tiger King or whatever his Lion King, whatever his name is. Quarantine stuff that I am way more fucking neurotic than I ever thought I was. I mean, damn. I mean, I like the glove wearing, mask wearing shit outside. I like that. I've always wanted to do it. Like, I just didn't want to hurt your guys' feelings by doing it. So thank you, pandemic, for letting me reveal the real me. I never wanted to touch none of you mofos ever. I'm quarantined, and Latisse was talking about being quarantined with her cellmate. Latisse, after 2 fucking months, everybody is your cellmate. I'm here with my mom, who came from Canada to spend the winter months. And, first time in 20 years. She came, like every time I invited her, she was like, nah, 9/11 really scared me. And then this year, at 86, she decides to come. I was like, Mom, but what about this 9/11 shit? You sure it's over? But she came anyway. And then I was counting the days down. She got here December 2nd. March 29th was her due date to go back to Canada. And my expiration date on my very last nerve. And fucking quarantine, and her doctor was like, it's not safe for her to travel. Well, how unsafe is it? Well, she's still here. So yeah. So I realized I got a love-hate relationship with my entire family. Love them when they live somewhere else. Hate them in my house. It's the challenges that I'm going through. So, but this technology thing, like this is my first time on Zoom. I would have looked better had I known how revealing Zoom really is. God, that my neck. Anyway, like I grew up in the 80s, and I didn't believe technology was ever going to take off. You know what I'm saying? Like when they all classes. Shit's not going to take off. Obviously, I was not a visionary. Here we are, like talking about the world, and yeah, and only had one day to figure this stuff out. Like when I went off screen, it was because I was asking my 23-year-old son to show me what the hell I was doing, and there was an option on here to improve my appearance, but apparently that shit don't work. Yeah. Oh, before I run out of time, Daryl Charles. The way you tore the life out of that fucking chicken bone.
Wow. He's married, by the way.
That's how you get there.
Like that. I mean, and see, my fellow Black people can relate. Like when we're in front of white people, we act like we don't tear up chicken bones.
Yeah, you got to leave the cartilage on. You got to leave the cartilage on around white folks. Yeah.
And Daryl went for it. Like he was like, I don't give a fuck. There's a lot of white people on here, but I'm gonna chew the marrow out of this shit. Kudos. Yeah, no, I'm not interested in him in that kind of a way. I got my boyfriend pillow right here. His name is Henry. Although this quarantine has gave me a lot of time. Let me know when my time is up. I'm just gonna ramble.
Time. Belinda, that's time. Y'all give it up for Lamar is off duty. Lamar is off.
And let me just say, Belinda, you know I love you. I feel for you with your mother, but ain't nothing worse than being in the house with a person you don't want, that you don't want to be married to. I'm gonna just leave it at that.
I don't want to be married to my mama.
I can dig
it. Case in point. Case in point. Thank you, Belinda. Y'all clap it up one more time for Belinda.
And yo, you killed it. I can't believe this is your first time on Zoom though.
It did look like she was like, she had put the phone like into the basement and then she got on the roof. A little bit of a scaling.
That's where her son put the phone down, and he was like, just don't touch it.
Yeah, that's right.
Good job, Belinda. Good job.
Great.
And also, okay, I will put you on to this. Zoom has a little box you can check that says, just touch up my appearance.
Touch up.
I
call it touch up.
They got a little touch up button. Smooth stuff out.
Go to your settings right now. You're gonna look like you're
Right now.
25 again. It's nice.
Yep, it's awesome. It's awesome.
It's crazy.
Because my chin hairs hide when I get the tweezers. They know.
Already do. It's called Olay, man.
Hey, David P. All right, y'all. You ready for your next comedian?
Yeah.
We got a good one. She is here all the way from the West Coast. Folks who are not in the Philly comedy world might not know this, but we need moderators to keep just the right number of psychopaths in a group that we're members of, and this person does the work. You may also recognize her from getting fired for SNL for her anti-smegma position. Clap it up right now for the hilarious Nicole Yates.
Nothing I enjoy more than kicking jackasses out of that group, let me tell you. It's time. In a group that I don't even live in that city anymore. That's right. I don't know who anybody is. You guys, since the pandemic started, I decided to stop waxing. I figured, I could save some money, and also I'm going to be wearing a mask all the time. But now it's getting to the point where I'm just kind of waiting out to see when my roommate's going to offer to let me borrow his beard trimmer, I think. But we've watched all the stuff on the Netflix. We've watched all of it. We've seen everything. And now we're just down to playing strip Scrabble. Playing a lot of strip Scrabble, which is fun for me because he's dyslexic. So it's a good time. I dig it. And I'm also working on a cookbook called Yeah, I Had Dip for Dinner. You got a problem with that? So it's a good time. And I don't know if you guys saw that Russia sent over some ventilators. Did you guys see this? Russia sent some ventilators over and they sparked and caught fire like immediately. Yeah, so it's good Russian craftsmanship. And but what was great was the sparks actually spelled out but her emails. So yeah. All right. All right then. So you guys, I had to move right before this started. I had to quickly move because I was living with crazy people, and that's always a good time. And they like super crazy. One girl that was on the lease, she was nuts. It was her and her girlfriend who did not live with us. But if you fight, fuck, sleep, and shower all at the same place for like a whole month, you live there. So that was a blast. And they're just constantly screaming at each other. And they look like two popsicle sticks, exactly the same, two very skinny popsicle sticks. One's blonde and one's a brunette. And they were just made completely out of Adderall and Pizza Hut boxes. It was a good time, just constantly screaming at each other, and then they would basically just do a little competitive door slamming, which is an Olympic sport in 2026. So look into that. And so basically, we would just sit and just like watch them do stupid shit because they were doing a lot of passive aggressive things to like try to get me and my roommate Anna to move out. And the biggest passive aggressive thing that they were doing was showering with the door open. Just one big like soapy fucking wet Broadway show that nobody gave a shit about. And me and Anna would just sit on the sofa, and let me tell you something, I'm a sober person now, so I can't get high, I can't drink, and all I got left is cheese. So, just a big pile of cheese with me everywhere. So I'm sitting and eating a mountain of cheese, and Anna turns to me and says, we should do something to make them feel a little more uncomfortable. And I said, you know what? One of these days I'm gonna walk in there, I'm gonna just start brushing my teeth. They're gonna be soaping it up, and I'm just gonna go in there and just start brushing my teeth. I think it'd be a good time to like get a water pick, I think is what would probably be a good time. And we sat there for a few more minutes, and there's two things you need to know about Anna, who you'll see right after me. One, she's awesome. One of my favorite people, one of the best people I know. But two, she's got an evil streak in her that matches mine. And she turns to me because it's lighting up like the bat signal and says, I think you should shower with the door open. And I was like, I you know what? I'm gonna shower with the door open. I'm gonna shower with the curtain open. I'm gonna walk out of that tub. I'm gonna walk out of that bathroom. I'm gonna walk into that living room. I'm gonna towel off with the dish towel. That's right. That's right. I am way older than them. You wanna see a cautionary tale of what happens when you eat too much Pizza Hut? Here we go. Let's take a look. Take a look, man. You wanna see why I'm so flat in the back? I will do a nice spin right around the fire. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be great. And I'll tell you something, guys. I only had to shower with the door open twice. Right? Which means two things. One, that image is burned into their brain and they finally decided to shut the door. And two, I win. And really, that's all that counts. I just need to win. I just need to win, you guys. So, all right, well, thanks. Good to see everybody.
Nicole Yates, everybody. Winning with the flat ass. That's what I'm fucking talking about. Fuck this bubble butt craze.
It's like neck and ankles. There is no. Serve dinner on it.
Yeah, I love that. Y'all hold everything. We got some money. So we got some people to thank. When you give money, we say your name all up in the live stream. So sorry to the folks last week that we neglected. Sorry, Brian Fight. You would think I would catch it and love it for it.
You're being taken for granted, Brian.
I know, he's so taken. Y'all save Brian. Y'all want to raise funds? Add some funds together for this man. But this week, tonight, we've received from Carol Fritz and Roxanne Scott. So thank you so much. Folks, keep it up. Y'all might remember Aunt Carol from before, a big supporter of comedy. All right, y'all ready for your next comedian? This comedian is so fucking fresh. You know she's up next because Nicole told you that she was coming. Oh, so many things to say about this comic. She has waited 10 weeks to hear her name pronounced correctly by a host on this show. So I'm gonna draw this shit out as I was speed it up. You might recognize her from Mad TV, where she did impressions of nail salon technicians. Coming to us all the way from the West Coast. I was hoping it was the opposite end of Nicole's room. Y'all, please welcome to the spotlight, friend of the room, the hilarious Ana Valenzuela.
She got it! Oh my God. Hello, everybody. I just wanted to wish everyone a happy day 69 of quarantine. Yes! It was day 69 this week. We celebrated in style out here in LA. Let me blow the ceremonial torch. All right. Hey! Okay. Oh my God, I'm so happy to be here. I actually am a little bit sweaty right now because I've been doing a lot of fitness videos at home and they were fucking me up. There was a lot of stuff I couldn't do. I'm half Latina, and which means, and my last name is Valenzuela, so that means my dad ruined bloodline. He just killed the dreams and aspirations of a lot of white people, just like all at once. And it was crazy, man. I know that I'm half white because I got to my Peloton workout video and they asked me to twerk and my ass said no. My ass was like, oh, we do the J-Lo side to side. We don't twerk. What are you doing? And so I was just on in my living room doing a YouTube tutorial of twerking, which is just sad. That's just the saddest thing. I'm not going to get up and do it because I'm going to tell you right now. And I made sure to pick a black woman because there are a lot of white girls trying to teach people how to twerk. And I was like, I can't trust this. It's disrespectful. I can't trust this to anybody else. And so I'm doing my little twerk video. And guys, I got to tell you, it was a C+. It was barely a C+. I will keep working on it. Once I've mastered it, I promise you I will try it on camera. I've had time in quarantine to reflect on a lot of relationships. I'm currently in a relationship, and guys, I got my boyfriend to watch pornography for the first time.
Wait, what?
Yeah, exactly. He had not seen pornography until this
week.
You lying,
Yeah.
son.
Lie.
Yeah, that's not true.
That's what most
That
people
nigga's lying. He is lying, son.
Yeah, he's lying his ass off.
I'm on the Zoom. I'm on the Zoom right now.
Look, the
We're
men
gonna
tried to
ask him
sit
3
back, but we
questions,
gotta,
and we're gonna
How
figure
old is
this
your
out.
we
boyfriend,
gotta jump in
Anna?
for that one.
He
That's-
is 30 years old. He's from San Francisco.
Wrong.
So he was like born woke. And here's the deal. I know that he has never seen pornography because he fucks like a self-taught jazz musician. It is confusing. Half the time I'm coming and I don't know why. I'm like, wow, it is the strokes you don't feel. It truly is. It's been very weird. I finally got him to watch pornography and I told him, I was like, babe, I thought I'd be all cute. I lean in and I go, hey babe, what did you learn in your research this week? And he just pulled out a spreadsheet and was like, well, I've actually categorized it. And I was like, oh, fuck, you learn nothing. You learn nothing. That's exactly what happened. It was so weird. And what that tells me, because I asked him, I was like, haven't your exes ever tried to talk to you about how you have sex? Because it's like truly autistic. And he said, no, I've never gotten a bad review, which means in the world, there are hundreds of group texts with women being like, girl, you fucked him? Did he try to stick it in your ear too? What the fuck? Why does he try to 69 face down? Who down dicks? Is he trying to kill a woman? Anyways, you guys are the best. Have a good night.
Anna Valenzuela, everybody. I did it twice. Valenzuela out here teaching y'all about y'all whack dicks. Okay. I'm gonna keep this thing going.
I do want to give a shout out to doing the 69 with the dude on top being attempted murder, because that's too much activation in the hips to keep going for too long. You know what I mean?
It's too much. It's like it's no.
Yeah.
I mean, I got a big nose, but not big enough to get around those balls. You know,
Right,
like it's
you know what I
it's
mean?
too crazy.
No air down there. That's why Nicole did all them smegma jokes on SNL. That was the problem.
That's the problem.
I
Can't have all that taint in your face. It's just bad.
First they say bring lube, then when you bring it, oh, now it's smegma. Whatever.
Talking about taint? What's going on? Hold on.
Put a little taint where it ain't.
All the crevices.
Dang.
You guys are the best. Thank you.
Let me sip on this real quick.
Is it lube or is it Tito's? We can't tell because your back.
Isn't that the same thing?
I don't know. I don't drink.
Tito's gets it wet for me. You know what I mean? Yeah, all right. Okay.
Filled in cranberry, just a little bit. With my Eagles glass,
Gosh, what a fan.
Y'all ready for your next comedian?
Yeah.
So a lot of people know her as Philly's funniest, but a few of us know about her little problem when she was on the Today Show and the little button that she had on her desk when she wasn't ready for people to leave the office. Well, welcome to the spotlight. We are so excited to have her on. This is a project 10 weeks in the making. Please welcome Great Button herself, the very funny Cassandra D.
Yeah.
Hey everybody. I'm sorry I haven't been here because I don't understand how you're all doing this. I don't understand what's happening. I'm not having new experiences. What am I supposed to talk about? I'm very confused. Basically, the only thing that is happening, like I feel like everybody's in there and like they're going out in the world and doing things because they're going to their jobs, or they're like working from home and they're just here doing nothing. And so like I have nothing to add. The only conversations I'm having are with my therapist. Recently, she made me take a test. Like apparently you're supposed to occasionally check and see how much self-esteem you have. Because apparently self-esteem to a person is like oil in a car. You're supposed to have some. I don't. She was like, actually, that's never come out negative before. It was weird. So I have to actually fill out a workbook. If you guys can see this, like I have to fill out, like I have to, like there's a pen and there's like things I have to like.
Yeah, I know that.
This is, first of all, this is traumatic because this reminds me when I was in 6th grade, I couldn't write letters. Like I just hadn't figured it out. So my teacher used to send me away from regular school to go sit in a room alone and write letters like a kindergartner in one of those big workbooks. Like just write a capital A next to a lowercase a. That's what I did. She would send me away from like history class to go practice writing letters. I missed so much. I just learned about the Holocaust last week. When people were talking about it because they closed the Buffalo Wild Wings. No idea what I'm doing.
That's great.
Like this page is literally just like a checklist. It's like to warm up, place a check if you sometimes or have been reasonably, and then it's like a list of qualities like clean and punctual and friendly. And this is supposed to warm you up for the next page where you have to write sentences. You have to write 10 positive statements about yourself. Like 10. You're not allowed to give up on 3. I have no idea. Like I'm just, to be honest, like this page 100, I'm on page like 4. So I'm pretty, it's going to be a while before I get to that. That is the only thing that's going on in my life. I have no jokes. I'm so sorry, but thank you guys so much for having me.
Yeah. Cassandra D, y'all covered Cassandra D ain't got no buttons except that magic one. Am I right, Cassandra? Is that another terrible thing to say to you? I went straight to magic buttons. Why am I provoking you? I'm so glad you're here.
I don't really know what it means. I'll put it in my list of 10 things. It'll be fine.
Look up, yes, write down, I have a magic button.
Yeah.
Please, yeah. Cassandra D, one more time, y'all. Let her hear it. Your next comedian is here and has been here all along. That makes me feel so like Dorothy from The Wizard of Oz. Like you've been here with me all along. I just missed you on the screen there. And so I'm going to skip any lying introductions about you. I'll just say that she had a self-titled sitcom on NBC in 2016 called Lauren on Things. Y'all, please welcome to the spotlight, Lauren Rosenberg.
Yeah. Thank you, Kat, for not lying at all. And I do encourage everyone to look for that sitcom on YouTube. You will find it. Yeah, first of all, maybe this is a little strange, but I just want a little bit of a heartfelt, like it's really good to see everybody. It's tough, you know, it really is. And I find like my life is basically, I'm either Zooming or I'm not Zooming, you know, and Zoom, I'm not going to tell you every single person that I Zoom with, because I don't think that's what the joke needs. But I'll tell you the guys that I am now Zooming with friends with babies. Thing is, like, I don't have a baby. I was a baby. You know, so they're like telling me how much the baby weighs at 6 months, and I'm telling them how much I weighed at 6 months. Never did the joke before, might never do the joke again. So, you know, this might be special, guys. This might be just a one-time special. One thing I'm not getting from conversations with babies is I'm not getting compliments. And I need them. It is my love language. My love language is words of affirmation. Doesn't really work when you tell people that, because then you don't trust anything nice that they say to you afterwards. And you know what, my bar is low. Really, if you use the pronoun she, we are off to a good start. You know, listen, I am a straight woman who presents as gay. And I did not choose this life. No. When you have this voice and a talent for parallel parking, and an innate ability to speak about things that you know nothing about, This life, it chooses you. So, you know, guys, they when I go out with guys, they want to talk to me first and foremost about my time in the military. I didn't do time in the military. But like I said, I'm good at talking about things, and what's the harm in them calling me Sergeant? So I will say this, the last guy that I met in person before quarantine started, you know, guys, we were sitting across the table from each other, and he was staring into my eyes, and he was holding my hand, and he said to me, "You are scaring me." You know, just like that. And I said to him, "Why don't you finish my fucking manicure and nobody gets hurt?" All right, guys, this was just as awkward as I thought it would be.
Lauren Rosenberg, everybody clap it up. Clap it
Yeah.
up.
Woo!
I was like when Lauren was talking about how she presents, I was like, it's true. She does look like she would cry if I offered to pray for her. Doesn't she? Doesn't she look like she would just crumble? All right, y'all. How are you doing? That's been a lot of comedy, and we have a lot more comedy coming. Are y'all hanging in there?
Yeah.
May have seen me exercising, self-care, eating yogurt earlier. Gotta take care of myself. Ain't nobody else gonna do it. I'm a Black woman. Amen. All right. Y'all ready for some more comedy for real? We have like 4 comedians left. I don't believe you when I said, wait, unmute. Let me hear y'all. Let the hypothetical motherfuckers hear how ready.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, I believe y'all now.
All right. Let's scare dogs.
I love your next comedian so much. Her jokes are about her mother hating her as much as I accuse my mom of hating me, and that's delightful. She got famous in the 90s for burning up her football player ex-boyfriend's sneakers and house. So you may recognize her from that. You can look her up. She's super funny. We're so glad to have her here. Clap it up for the hilarious Rachel Rowan.
What's up? What is up? Oh God, this is fucking weird. I miss you guys, but I gotta say I'm having a really good time by myself. I'm having a great time. This is like a dream come true. All I have to do is just be in my house by myself, doing nothing, getting money for free. This is all I've ever wanted in life. As a person with severe anxiety, you just secretly sometimes wish that there would be a huge problem that would happen that would make it to where you wouldn't have to go outside ever again. And all I gotta say is watch what you wish for, you know what I'm saying? The pandemic might happen right after, so it's good. It's been okay. It's been okay for me. I feel bad for everybody who's dying and shit, but been good for me. I think the widest thing I could probably say about it. But I do want to come clean about something though. Right before the entire world shut down, I did say, man, I got a pretty good life. So I'm pretty sure this is my fault. You know what I'm saying? Like it might be. Don't you feel like that probably could happen? I thought that on March 22nd, and then shit went to hell. But it's been okay, man. I'm drinking every single day, so I just feel like my mom, you know. Like I just feel good.
Oh shit.
By the way, I just want to point out, I have called my mom a bitch. Somebody mentioned that's bad. It was when I was 12 years old, and my mom then sent me to North Florida, so I feel like it was kind of warranted, though. You know what I mean? She was like, "Oh, I'm a bitch? Why don't you go live with your dad? He sells drugs. Have a good time. He lives in North Florida and sells marijuana and cocaine. And it was wonderful. I just gotta say, I had a really good time. I'm glad it happened. This is weird though, right? Like it's like time no longer exists sometimes. Like you just feel like it's Groundhog Day or whatever, right? Like, is this what the afterlife is gonna feel like? You're just like, what is it? When is it gonna end?
Now it's time. Thank you so much. Y'all clap it up for Rachel Rowan. Where's Lamar? This job is hard, y'all. This yelling time at people job is hard. Rachel, you're right. I was like, Lord Jesus, do I really have to pay these student loans? Can't the markets just collapse for me, Father God?
Dude, I just want to point out before anybody says anything about the money, I worked at Dollar Tree before this all happened, and I stopped working there because I knew that I would probably get the virus if I continued to work there, and I just like went on sick leave or whatever. I went on unemployment, and just because I work at Dollar Tree, just because of the amount of money I've been making before all this happened, I still got on unemployment. They know I'm still working at Dollar Tree and like making money, but they're like, you need it, like you still need it. Fucking
thank you, government.
COVID.
Thank you. Rachel Rowan, everybody let her hear it. We have 3 more funny comedians coming up, y'all. You might have just heard the voice of your next one, which you might recognize from her reality show on Lifetime. It's called So Extra. We love her here. Also catch her show, Comment Section, a comedy and storytelling show. Y'all, welcome to the spotlight. Best friends of the room. Stalk her every week. Nicole Phoenix.
Yo, what's good, everybody? I'm not gonna say much. I'm just gonna let Miss Silly say everything that needs to be said on behalf of the Black delegation. Joe Biden, yo, fuck you, bro. I think the thing about the quarantine that's pissing me off the most is that I actually know what's happening in politics, and I never wanted that to happen. I'm not an informed person, but every single day I wake up with nothing to do, and I'm like, I guess I should Google the news, and then I do, and then I get sad. I don't have much to say. I don't know how you guys are keeping this room going. I don't know how you people are writing comedy. Just feel like this is a weekly check-in with my therapist. Katanya, feel free to send me a copay. I will certainly send it to you. I will send it. I'm on my last of everything. What I am drinking right now, what is in this glass, is a seltzer, a spiked seltzer, some margarita mix, and a goddamn lime freeze pop. And a little bit of Goldschlager on top just for sparkle. I'm really at the bottom of the barrel with everything. I've finished all of my fucking projects. I'm even like poking people back from 2003. They're all doing bad. It's just, there's no good news right now, unless anybody has any. I didn't think so. Okay. I'm just, y'all, nobody did anything, Reese, nothing. All right, I'm eating up time. I didn't really have much to say today. I just wanted to thank Katanya for having me on the show, and I'm thankful that you guys keep this thing going because unlike me, some people don't have someone chewing loudly next to them all day.
So loud.
And that's a feeling you won't miss until it happens to you. All right, here's the deal. Thank you so much. The seltzer-tini is getting to me. I appreciate the time. 2020, again, I said it before and I really meant it. Joe Biden, you can suck my dick. All right, everybody, have a great night.
Yo, Get the seltzertini recipe at so underscore extra on IG. Y'all clap it up for Nicole Phoenix.
Yeah.
Yes, come back anytime. All right, are y'all ready for your penultimate comedian of the showcase?
Yeah.
Don't believe y'all. Come off mute and let them know that you are ready. They've been out here getting sharp on screen. Lashes and all. Yes.
I did it. I put it
and I
all
like
on.
the garment. We're gonna have to check that out.
Oh, trust me, I have a whole plan for the garment.
Oh my goodness.
The
Their
habit.
show is about to drop on Netflix. It's called Eat Your Beats. Welcome to the spotlight, Alyssa Alduki.
Yeah.
Hey everybody, Eid Mubarak from me and the fucking motorcycles on Broad Street. I don't know if you can hear them. It's right in my brain. It's happening. Today's Eid. That's why we look very nice today. I also wanted to celebrate another very important holiday for my people, Khloe Kardashian's new face. I'm so excited. So I decided to do a TikTok eye trend, and I think I have more eyes than I did before. I'm not sure, but I'm very excited about it. What else is new? So it's Eid. Everybody knows I'm Arab. It's all I fucking talk about. But I wanted to let you know that something I've been thinking about is that quarantine to me feels very much like growing up a teenager in Kuwait, right? For many reasons. First of all, I'm not allowed outside. Okay, great. Second of all, my friends aren't allowed to come over. Great. And third of all, I have to leave my zip code to get alcohol. It's great. It's just like this is how I grew up. Feels good. Didn't think I'd be back in this state 17 years later. But let me tell you what, I'm taking mad risks in quarantine. I'm feeling really good about that. For example, I don't know when the last time I took these pants off. That could be a rash. We're not sure. And I know you all think I look so good because it's what you're thinking right now, because the jokes aren't as good as how I look. But I want to let you know that I'm dressing from the cleavage up. And another risk I'm taking is my gut is fully out right now.
Yeah.
I was like, I just need a nude and then this amazing fucking thing here. I'm pleased. Other risks I'm taking, I'm learning Japanese because there's no one around to call me a nerd. Fantastic. I'm really excited about that. Other risks I'm taking, I'm still buying weed. He is coming over tomorrow, but I will let you know as a precaution, I have switched from the chill weed guy to the paranoid weed guy. Great. Because Daryl very seriously said, Professor Ely. He said, we oh, Carol just sent me $25. Carol.
Oh,
Carol. If I needed any more white family members, you would be it, but I'm full up.
If y'all don't change y'all display names to y'all payment apps, I don't know. Y'all are missing out
changed
on
mine.
a
Are you
blessing
talking
from
on
Carol
my
Fritz.
name is
No,
here.
I'm sorry. I was just saying y'all better follow the example.
Listen, I'm
Carol is
covered
donating.
in gold. I'm ready here. Okay, send me the money. I have 1 minute. I want to let you know that I realized the best thing about this is that I now have time to fail. So I'm trying more things because I got all the time in the world to fuck it up. Because listen, the other day I made a whole ass pie. You know how long it takes to make pie from scratch? Tomorrow I'm making a pizza. That's another kind of pie. I have time to waste on pie variations because let me tell you, if I waste an entire day fucking up a pie, it's just another day I didn't waste closing and opening the same 3 apps. Wow. I close Instagram just to open it again. And instead, now I have a very soggy but delicious apple pie with a perfect crust. Thank you so much. I'm Alyssa Duchy. And try the fox eye thing. It looks good.
Yeah, Alyssa Alduki, everybody. Clap it up.
Yeah.
Clap it up for Alyssa and everybody you've seen so far in the showcase. Y'all gotta warm up. Ooh, I see people who ain't clapping. Why y'all on screen not clapping? Why your video on? And you ain't making no noise. Do you understand the treats we've had and the treat that we are about to have? Thank you. Thank you. I love seeing those hands. Where's Lamar to yell at y'all? Let me see those hands. I can't do it. I don't. Thank you, Daryl. Thank you. In falsetto. I love it. It was like, let me see those hands. Let me see those hands. All right. Are you ready for your closer, your headliner, if you will? Are y'all ready? I need to know that y'all ready. Okay. So many of the credits that I've given tonight to other people are also true of her. She's been on Just for Laughs. She's been on Comedy Central. She's the creator of the shows, the popular shows, Blackish, Grownish, Mixedish, and Employed-ish, a show about comedians. You can catch her show, Giggle Central, an online event on Friday the 29th, I believe. Y'all, welcome to the spotlight, Chanel Ali.
Hey! Hi guys! Oh my gosh, we're doing it! Every single time I'm on a Zoom show, I'm like, is this gonna work? And then it does. We do it. We have the buttons and we click it, and then here we are together. Technology is crazy. I tell you what, I'm so happy that I got all those good credits. People don't really give me the credit that I deserve for Mixish and Blackish, but like I came in there heavy-handed. It was like everybody has to be moisturized, and then we just wrote it. We just wrote this amazing show. I tell you what, this quarantine has been really hard for weed smokers. Where my weed smokers at? Make some noise. Yeah. You shouldn't tell everybody that on the internet, you know? Just this is being recorded. Let's be smart. But it's been hard. I went to the store the other day and it's like now I'm so high and I have to remember more things. I had to bring a mask, a backup mask, gloves, wipes, Purell, got all my food up to the counter. Had no money. I didn't bring any money. Had just no form of payment whatsoever. And then on top of that, I had to clean each item and then put it back. It took a while. I was at the store for way too long, spent no money, have no food. Maybe I'll get thin in quarantine. I don't know. You know, this could be for something. I love doing this. This is so fun. I've been doing comedy for 7 years. And if somebody would have told me, hey, if you keep that up, you're going to end up in your boyfriend's parents' basement screaming at your phone. I probably still would have kept doing it. I'm stubborn, you know, what are you going to do? All right. This is the point in my set where I start to get uncomfortable with my hands being free. This is a new experience. I'm not used to this. Usually when I do comedy in a comedy club, I have like a microphone and a mic stand and a drink and like a cute bartender, like whatever, just bring it all on stage with me, you know? So this is the point of my set where I'm going to very casually reach off screen and then come back with a vintage microphone. And then I'm just going to keep going. I'm not really going to address it much. Oh gosh. So many things to tell you. I'm the oldest in my family. I'm the oldest, which is why I'm independently broke. What's your excuse? I remember the day my mom told me she was gonna have another kid. She walked up to me, she rubbed her belly. She's like, "What do you want me to have?" I said, "Holy shit! I know this how this works." Wow. I'll take a little sister, please. Be good to have extra set of little hands. Help me with this hair. A couple months later, she was like, I had a boy. Here's your baby brother. And I was like, you know, you're a fucking bitch. You fucking lied to me. I'm 6, just learned I can't trust my own mom. Telling all the kids on the playground, I got a sister just cooking up. You wait. Came home this kid with a penis. Not what I asked for, you know? And me and my little brother, we didn't even get along first. We did not get along until 2 very important things happened in our life. The first was that Crash Bandicoot came out on PlayStation. So we could work out our strengths and weaknesses. The second was that we saw that episode Unsolved Mysteries where they talked about the chupacabra. Woo! And after that, we were a fucking team, okay? United in defense against the chupacabra. We were running around the house taping up the windows together. We started playing Legos, then just shoving them in the fireplace, trying to clog up that chimney. It's like it's you and me, kids. As adults, not taking this shit seriously. We gotta seal these exits. All right, I'll tell you guys this last thing. I've been thinking about the world. I've been thinking about people not social distancing. I'm like, why aren't they listening? You know, see crowded parks. I'm like, man, why can't the government do something? Why don't we have some type of chemical warfare, like a crazy bomb that we drop on a crowded park and then boom, everybody takes a nap. Drive around to the individual bodies, pick them up, drive them back to their houses, tuck them in their beds, put a note on their chest, says, don't fucking leave the house again. I'm just spitballing. Here's another scenario. We drop a bomb. Boom. Everybody naps. We drive around to the individual bodies. We tie their shoes together. We leave. Okay. Intuitively, I can feel I lost some of y'all. And that's it's all right. You guys are just tax-paying citizens and you care about your tax dollars. But, you know, think about it. All right? All right. I'm going to get out of here. Before I go, y'all got any questions? All right.
Janelle Ali, everybody. Now you lose your minds. Lose your minds. Chanel was talking about how we, yeah. Look, y'all look like y'all smoke weed. Even the ones of you that I know don't smoke weed. When Chanel was talking about how we're all weed smokers, I was thinking about my lack of short-term memory. How many times did I ask y'all if y'all were ready for the next comedian? Y'all like, bitch, you the only one ain't ready. I don't smoke, mama. Wasn't that an amazing showcase? Wasn't it incredible? That's been outstanding. So y'all, I've held off on doing this. I want y'all to give it up for the external genitals in the Zoom room with us. Give it up for the dudes who have waited their turn. Y'all have been a shining example of patience in male bodies. It's been incredible. And
really
I want to go ahead.
Really
and what's that? It's not
it's really
that
not
hard.
that hard. It's not.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's been deeply
Thank
easy for
you.
4 years.
I've been sitting here drinking. I was going to do that anyway.
Yeah. Yeah, let the people know that y'all are fine. Manny looks like he not fine, but the rest of y'all look like y'all.
Fine. You look like an unsatisfied click. You know what I mean?
Good.
Yeah, y'all.
I'm just trying to let the women talk. You know.
Just tell me to shut the fuck up. I think that's what just happened. All right.
A little bit.
Cool.
All right, so that's an amazing. That's yeah. I've said that the show is amazing. So let me go ahead and say, if you enjoyed that showcase, if you want to support more showcases like it, our PayPal.me is SUCS at Fergie's. That's SUCS with no K. SUCS at Fergie's with no apostrophe. PayPal.me/SUCS at Fergie's to support the work that a lot of people are doing every week. We'd love to pay everybody and all of our subscriptions, and you can help. It's a pandemic. Help. Are y'all ready for your second half?
Woo! Yeah.
This room has gone to sleep. I wish
do
we need a seventh inning stretch? Maybe we should get more musical comedy on here to wake people up in the middle. Or do I just need a cup of coffee? I'm gonna go get one. But before I do, I'm gonna leave you in some super duper capable hands.
Woo-woo.
Yeah. We absorbed this person onto our team, brought them on as a recruit. And now they're here, they're hooked, whether they want to be here or not. She's just really incredible, super funny, coming to us right now from Lancaster. We're hoping to get her here in town. She's run so many shows all over the world, really. She was just in England running a show called Funniest Chicks in the World. Please welcome to the spotlight one of the newer members of the Sucks to Be Quarantined crew, Nakwi.
Kat just outed me while we have a travel ban. Not cool. Try to keep it low key. Yeah, I've been all over the world. So while I was in England, started watching the show on the BBC during Core that everyone's crazy about. Normal People, which is just incredibly horny young adults, I guess. And they released it during the horniest times of the year. I literally can't tell you why they're horny. They're just Irish. That's all I've gotten from the show. I've binge watched so much of it that I started talking and like thinking in an Irish accent. So like right now I'm trying very hard not to talk in an Irish brag. And I literally cannot tell you why my brain was like this until earlier today. I was just like, oh right, I don't want to be with my fucking self anymore. I'm trying to be like literally invent another personality to be stuck with all day. So that's how that's going. I'm actually at my parents this weekend, and quarantine has like forced me to like put off or address a lot of things I've been putting off. So like therapy. I started seeing a therapist, but it was like this new guy who's like super into psychoanalytical therapy, where they just try to blame everything on your past in order for you to move forward, which I don't know how is helpful. But he likes to try to egg me on to say everything is my parents' fault, which would be fun if I didn't have to see them every week. But yeah, so I've started to the point where I've just like given in to him just to see how far he can take things. So we addressed that I like to run away and put off some of my big problems. And he was like, why do you think that is? Do you think it's your parents? And I've just started playing and I was like, well, they are immigrants, you know, it works for them. I don't see why I can't utilize the same decision-making process. You know, what's wrong with that? And he could not refute me. So I think I won, which I don't think many people can say in therapy. So if someone that tells you that, pretend you're an immigrant, I guess. I don't know how many people it applies to. So this is actually, I found a wonderful background that I think explains how I feel in therapy, as well as how my therapist imagines me sitting in my parents' home. That's just how he sees me, I think. So that's my life. But anyway, I'm so excited to get the second half rolling. So I'm gonna try to zoom through this. We have some very funny ladies as well as some very funny gentlemen on the second half. So I will change my Zoom background to something less distracting, and let's get on our first guest, Erin Tahoney.
Yeah.
She's not on screen.
No.
Is Aaron here?
All right.
No.
No
You
Erin?
gotta pay them
All right.
bills, son. You gotta pay them
No
bills.
Aaron, no
Listen.
Aaron.
All right, we'll
Internet,
move
right?
on.
I'm
You gotta pay
working
for
on
it.
Aaron, but our next comedian is here.
That's why we
Our
need net
next
neutrality.
comedian, subbing in for Erin, stepping up to that, Cara Mia.
Yeah.
Cara,
Yeah.
sorry.
Oh, I'm sorry,
Yeah,
Cara.
it's Cara. That's fine. Kara's my slave name. Hey y'all. How you doing? Happy quarantine. How y'all feel? You doing well? We holding up? Just I want to quickly say this, like before I tell jokes. We all know Ken Jones, you know, the homie. He's real funny. Shouts to him. He's getting his hustle on right now, and he's selling Hennessy and he's selling dip. I have bought both. I'm feeling fantastic. So if you guys need Hennessy, hit up Ken Jones. Yeah, that's mostly what I've been doing this quarantine. Like my main hobbies have been shower beers and hula hooping. Highly recommend both. Definitely the shower beer before the hula hooping. And really installing thirst traps. That's really what's getting me through quarantine. You can't get validation in real life. So I've just been installing really effective thirst traps. I don't know if any of y'all have seen mine today, and if you're enjoying my face so far, if you're interested in my size, highly recommend that you follow me on social. It's the same everywhere. Cara Mia, TNB, T as in taken, N as in niggas, B as in bitches. It's great. I know that my thirst traps were effective because after I posted it, this nigga slid in my DMs and asked me if I wanted to be a part of his project on IG Live called Booty Meat. And I'm like, what? Booty Meat is my name. I am there. But yeah, as far as quarantine hobbies go, I've got thirst trap installation, shower beers, hula hooping. The next thing I'm thinking of getting into is an OnlyFans, because that seems like a solid hobby to have right now. But like everybody has an OnlyFans. Like, I don't know if you've been to Twitter lately. It's pornographic, which is fine. I just can't open the app around children without ending up on a list. But I've been thinking, like, what's gonna make my OnlyFans different than all of the other OnlyFans? I'm gonna combine softcore porn and circus. Cat, why are you so quiet? Come on, have you ever seen that before? Think about it. Have you ever seen sexy juggling? That's something you need. What if somebody came on, they did a cartwheel into a handstand, so they didn't finish the cartwheel, they stopped midway and they started doing a handstand, then they descended from that handstand into a beautiful straddle onto the dick. All right, you would subscribe to that, right? Run me my 1999, y'all. All right, I've been Carmia. You guys have been terrific. I'll see you some other time, hopefully in real life. All right, bye.
Yeah.
Woo, let's give it up for Cara. Cara, once you get that OnlyFans link, we got to link you up with Anna's San Francisco woke boyfriend who's never watched porn. I feel like that could be a mutually beneficial relationship.
First porn page.
All right,
Wow.
let's get this. Let's keep going. We're gonna bring up our resident grandfather clock, Lamar Todd.
Yeah! Loud noises!
Yeah.
So that's actually pretty hot.
Hey, what's up, party people? Hi.
Oh, what a night.
That's my shit, right? This big ass. Come on, sit. When Lil Kim had that shit, that was her dance, nigga. Just, hey man, what's going on, party people? Oh man, they opening shit back up. That shit is just opening. Fuck, it's just everything is back. And white people, black people, it's just people just fucking up out here. They opened up churches in New York. They said in New York they had like 10 to 20 people or some shit like that in the church. Like, I don't know about white people. You know what I mean? How y'all get down to church. But black people got a thing called ha. Ha. They say ha a lot in black churches. And that's contagious with corona. I don't care if you got mask on or not, pastor. Like, as soon as you come in the door, white people, like, first thing you're going to hear is, how you doing? So you're going to get that. Soon you come in, have a seat. Hallelujah. Then the preacher, he got this thing where everything, like after every 4 bars, he drop a high on you. It's like a, oh, y'all don't hear me today. Ha! Hey, what's going on over there with the plate? Ha! It's always a high everywhere in church. I don't think they ready for that catastrophic high in church, man. It's crazy, man. I could deal with it. I don't know, man. Just I think they need the Sandman in church. White people, Sandman. I'm not talking about like or like somebody to put you to sleep. I'm talking about it's a guy in the Apollo Theater that when people bomb, like whether he's singing, whatever the fuck he's doing, he snatches you off stage with a hook, or he sweeps you off stage. And I think they need that same service in church because there's a whole lot of bombing ass people in church, like praise dancers. They had the virtual praise dancers, man. This shit was horrible, man. This shit I was like, oh man, how you bomb on praise dancing? Everybody else, it was a team of them. But then one little black girl couldn't get that shit together. All right, man, yo. More Todd. Cash out.
Yeah.
Put your hands together, everybody.
I was pounding the shit out you, Lamar. I was like, ah.
All right. Next up, we have the wonderful lady who put together the graphics for us and the rebrand for Sex Speak Quarantine. So I want everyone to give a very warm welcome to Shaylin Forshee, part of the Sex team.
Hi everyone. You may have seen me earlier trying to figure out when to clap. Don't know when, and I won't figure it out, but I do like that I have to move my hands up here because I have no expression in my face, and every still looks like I'm praying. So it's the most religious I've ever been. Before I go any further, I do just have one bone to pick. I feel like something is missing from last
Oh my God.
Ladies.
I did tell Daryl to shut up last week. I'm sorry, I only did it because I meant it. And ask it now going forward. I'm going to leave this on though, so you can get some more screen time.
Go ahead. Look at the hair. Look at the hair. Huh?
Wait, can I?
So we out here. Go ahead. Go ahead. That's how I got married, y'all.
Yeah, I did start working out again this week, which is cool because like people are being really inventive. Like you're home, you can use a lot of different things as weights, like soup cans or like milk jugs full of water. And I've been using my family photo albums because nothing weighs me down like my childhood trauma. I've been thinking about things that I want in my future, and I've been thinking a lot about how I want a Sphinx cat. You guys know these cats? Look at them. I would dress them up like that too, because I'm white. But if I have one, I want to give them some names that reflect their personalities. So I have a few, and I'm going to tell you about them. The first one is if they're kind-hearted woman cat looking for a prince, I will name her Cinderella or Skinderella. The second one is if she's a sassy woman that's propping up our judicial system, I will name her Ruth Bader Ginsburg. If she's a sassy Southern woman with slightly problematic and racist undertones, I will name her Scarlett O'Hara. And if she, well, I guess no, if I have a boy cat, which I don't think I will, and he's a sassy boy cat with slightly less problematic racial undertones, I will name him Huckleberry Skin. That's all I got. Thanks, guys.
Those cats look like middle-aged women protesting quarantine. They look like they're named Karen and Lisa.
Well, look at that bow tie. They're so cute.
All right,
next. I'll let you see them.
Oh, I can't wait. I hope they join the team. All right, our next person, every week he comes on the Zoom, I feel like he's slowly morphing into Sirius Black. So I feel like eventually we're going to see him break out of quarantine and out of Azkaban. Please give a very warm welcome to Brandon Goran.
Yeah!
Yeah!
Anyway, I wanted to show you guys this. I made this cool Lego car, and when it goes, it this turns and then this turns. I like it a lot. I showed my wife. She was pretty impressed. I also found this very interesting cog. I wanted to share this with you as well. You guys realize, like, this is going to leave us weird and fucked up, but we don't know how it's going to leave us weird and fucked up. Like, no one knows what happens after quarantine, and we're all going to be weird aunts and uncles now who went through some real shit during the lockdown. Like, no, like, we're just, like, someone's going to say something and we're going to snap at them and be like, oh, they're like, no, that's Uncle Brandon. He just cannot deal with it. After quarantine happened, if he looks at himself during a stream, he goes insane. Also, wow, this is how terrifying I'm getting. I feel like every week we come back, my eyes have gotten deeper, and I'm like, I'm having a fine time. I was on the floor for 2 days just to see what that was about. That's not like a healthy thing to do.
Yo, I feel that.
Thank you so much. I don't know who said that. Also, and I love this stream so much, and I'm always here, and I'm so supportive. And then I see myself on this stream, and it's so hard to look at a screen consistently and not be bored. So I picked smile, and that's not right. I picked the wrong face to make. My first go was like, oh, this is interesting. But it slowly looks like I'm eating things just like aggressively and not like a cool, I'm doing a thing online way, but like quietly eating my own hand. And then I was going for like a cool lean back, but I leaned back far too far. And there's a video of me trying to get up like a little penguin old man. So now I've gone with this face. And it's wrong. I picked the wrong face. So as time goes on and this continues, help each other out as much as you can. Because this is a thing we're all going to have to like talk about, and that sucks. It sucks that there's a thing that everyone has to talk about, and it's going to be like weird and boring because of it. Also, I forgot, there was one last thing, and I'm going to end on this. Do not itch your foot on the live stream. That was a mistake I made. I got way into it too. It was like a deep itch, like a good, like, yeah. And it was just my body like going up and down and me staring at the screen with joy and anger in my face. So remember, stay strong. Don't itch your foot on the live stream. Find cool things to show people and do your best. We're all counting on you. Unless you don't want to. At that point, fuck them all.
Yeah.
Fuck them all.
That's how you end it.
Very great advice.
I'm sorry, what?
It said some great advice.
Thank you. Thank you. It means a lot. Also, look how shiny.
Yeah, what is that nail color?
This one, so this is like a maroon, and then this one's like a shiny green I've been doing. I change it every week. Me and my wife work on it every week. We have a design team.
Yeah, some self-care, some mani-pedis.
That's a marriage that's gonna last.
Yeah, it is.
They can't see.
Cut to disaffected David Piclamini. That was fantastic.
This is true. That dude was the best man at my wedding. Care less. Yeah, I've heard this bit before. Whatever. He gave a speech at my wedding, and he does not give a fuck.
It was a good speech.
It was an excellent speech, David. We talked about it yesterday. You did a wonderful job. You were my best man. Bevan says hi to everybody.
Hey.
Hello, Nevin. All right. The next person we have on is sporting a haircut that I'm trying very hard not to give myself in quarantine. Please give it up for Danny Rydell, who's with us every week.
Ooh, knock. Oh, wow.
Hey, everybody. So we all need to start working on coming up with names for a bunch of quarantine/coronavirus themed weed strains. I think these names could be absolutely fantastic, and we need to start thinking about that. I was also thinking about this art form right here. What is this called? This isn't per se stand-up comedy. The closest thing I can come up with is cat on lap comedy. That's the best I got. I put on a bra today because I wanted to show off my new shirt, courtesy of Rachel Fogletto.
No, nice.
Alcoholic. And while I'm at it, just got this in the mail. Really looking forward to reading that. Thanks, Amazon, for the prompt.
Yeah.
Yes.
Shipping time.
Yeah.
So this whole Zoom thing, I didn't know what Zoom was until this whole thing started. And the way that I learned what Zoom was one afternoon when I went to try to get my husband to put out. he was working from home, and he was in a meeting. And then I also learned that part of our new normal is just because someone is not wearing pants does not mean that they're not at work. Not a huge problem because like normally he's like at the office anyway and can't have sex with me from there anyway. But I get horny in the afternoon. That's just when it happens. I can't control it. That's just when it happens. So I've been, you know, I get out, I play with my vibrators in the afternoons. Now the neighbors are home all day. 120-year-old row home. I mean, they can hear everything. So it's like, okay, I'm home. I'm like, I'm doing some writing and some creative stuff, and I'm playing with my vibrators while forcing myself to be quiet. And I just think, this is how Anne Frank must have felt.
We lost SB.
And all of my grandparents' friends back in the day, perhaps being a Jewish woman has made me like intergenerationally predisposed to this. I mean, like after what my grandparents' generation went through, I mean, like, guys, that was a stay-at-home order. For real. But great to see everybody. Thank you very much.
Yeah. You are lucky. You are lucky that you said that you're Jewish, because I was like, I'm gonna light this lady up right now. Finally, the ball was on my team.
Also,
And lo and behold,
shout out to Lamar for giving the time inaudible.
What did Frank say? The demons got you. What did you say?
I said shout out to Lamar for giving the time, even though he was on mute. Lamar, that's how you look. Look, that's how you look.
All of that. That was my best one yet. I bought it from the diaphragm.
No, wait a minute. Them getting in the camera's face like that on mute, that should look like a Busta Rhymes video from the 90s.
Let's give a round of applause one more time for Danny. She's doing her set, looking like some sponsored content. We gotta get her some SUCS merch. Support the show, support everyone. We love it.
Yeah.
Next up, we have someone who we enjoy dearly in the room. I have a snack to enjoy in his honor during his set. Out up. Earl Charles, I will be snacking on mute.
Yeah. Cool. You gotta eat that corn long ways if you really want to honor me. But anyway, this is James Bond. He's very upset that I'm holding him right now. But yeah, anyway. One note on what Kara said, she's been hanging around with children. Why? If there's any point in history where you don't have to hang out with unnecessary children, it's now. Ain't no reason. Not to mention they're just balls of virus, but still, like, ew, why would you do that? I guess maybe they're unnecessary children. Maybe I should just shut the fuck up. You know, this president is a job creator. I've been looking for contact tracing work because he took away society. That job was not here. You know what I mean? There was nobody doing that until your boy showed up. So, you know, hey, it only took 100,000 deaths. But in the training that I took, the thing that I learned was like the max is 20 days. Like that's the max when it comes to like sheltering in place or quarantining yourself, which means that if everyone would have just shut the fuck up for 20 days, we'd all be outside. We are in week 6, dog. Like, and people still are mad about going outside. I really, part of me is on some like, man, fuck it. I'll just do it too. However, you know, I care about my mama. Damn it. You know what I mean? But yeah, regardless of whatever the fuck Joe Biden says, please go vote in November. I'm not gonna vote for his ass in the primary. It hasn't happened in Maryland yet. But I ain't voting for his ass in the primary. Fuck that nigga. But in whoever the fuck the Democrats pick, I'm picking. And I'm asking y'all to do the same. Vote for your issues. If your issues happen to include a good fuck you to Darryl Charles, then well, do it too. But what I'm saying is, if y'all pick the wrong dude, I'm gonna be done with this being nice stuff. I've been nice. I've been taught how to be nice. I used to not try it. Then the police harassed me, and I started doing it. I'm gonna stop. I will completely stop. It's gonna be a different Daryl after November if y'all make the wrong decision. Like all this like smiling at y'all and laughing at your jokes and clapping when it's time to clap. It's over with. I'm not slowing down in the street. I'm not dragging my feet so y'all know I'm coming. Nah, that's not gonna happen. I'm gonna show up like a ninja. You're gonna be scared as fuck when I just be like, get the fuck out my way with your slow white ass. Like that's what's gonna happen. You don't want that to happen. If that's what's gonna happen. I didn't have to say white, but I will. I will. Watch. Who's making this white ass fish in the microwave? That's gonna be something you're gonna hear at work. I'm gonna encourage everybody I know to stop the niceties. Y'all are confusing kindness for weakness. I'm done with it. Like, in fact, fuck it. We should start now. Oh man, but the society's gone because of y'all parents or whatever. But I'm telling you, man, like let this shit let me be sentenced to another 4 years of this, man. Ooh, anytime I was shopping today and I was walking through an aisle and a white lady just popped up on me. I was like, oh, excuse me. Not if November goes wrong, because as soon as that happens, I'm like, help! Police! She's trying to kill me. She said something about not wearing a mask. Like, I'm gonna flip out. I'm gonna do all the things that white women do in these Twitter videos. I'm just gonna start screaming for Mike. I'm gonna ask him to come and get me. I'm gonna say she's running me over with a car. I'm gonna pull out a phone and start crying. Everything. Like, you don't even understand. Oh my God, please understand that the way society is right now is because people like me are trying to be nice. So remember that when you go into the voting booth. Do you understand? Like, the reason I'm being nice is so I'll stay alive. I will die in December if y'all fuck up in November. I am not kidding with y'all. All right, this was brought to you by Wellbutrin. I think that's my time. Good night, everybody. God damn it.
Thank you, Daryl. So y'all heard it here. Please vote. Daryl's kindness is not to be taken for weakness. He's literally 4 or 5 seconds from Wilden. If y'all vote for Trump, I remember the lyrics correctly.
I love how Knock was like, give him another hand. Like Knock was organizing a go vote rally, and then she hired Daryl to come and thought he was going to be one way.
How we all
feeling?
University
goes,
I have a question. Somebody earlier said something about crying for Biden. Y'all, what happened to Biden? I didn't hear it.
Dumb shit.
You didn't hear what happened?
No, Biden out here crying. Ain't nobody tell me. I would have prayed for.
Oh, this is so wonderful. I don't want to tell it. Go ahead, somebody else. I'm gonna put myself on mute. Do it.
Charlamagne the guy that at the end of the day said, if you're still trying to figure out whether you voting for me or Trump, you ain't black.
Charlamagne said what?
No. Biden said,
oh,
you're still trying to figure out between me, if you're voting for me or Donald Trump, you ain't black. Your face.
And the way he said it too.
She put the hand on the brim of the hat. You see what happened?
Oh my God. Y'all, I was trying to keep the wig on. I really thought it was going to blow up off my head.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Mm-hmm.
It's over. I ain't never gonna pay these student loans. I ain't never gonna pay these loans.
We got more questions. You got more questions, but I tell you, if you have a problem figuring out whether you're for me or Trump, and you ain't black, it don't have nothing to do with Trump. It has
Okay, I never heard the actual audio. The way he said "you ain't black," I think I'm gonna
The
give
way
him a
he
little bit
said
of
it, I'm
credit.
telling you.
He
The
said
way
that
he
shit
said
with a
it.
little bit of hot sauce, like a little bit. Like he was like, "You ain't black." Like he said, "You ain't black."
Cut him
Like
off
that was
and everything,
he
man.
had it.
You got more questions. You got more questions, but I tell you, if you have a problem figuring out whether you're for me or Trump, and you ain't black, it don't have.
Come on, man. That boy, he was playing
still says
CeeLo while he
N-word.
said that. He was like,
I want something for my community. I would love to see. Take a look at my record, man. I extended the voting rights.
Take a look at my record, man. Take a look at my record, man.
he got too many of those congratulatory haircuts at black barbershops. He
No, hey, this nigga caught the man
forgot.
back to Delaware when Trump moved in. He thought he was a nigga too much. That's what.
Yeah, right. He did a campaign rally in Dover, and then he was like, "Oh, these niggas is mine." It's like, "Oh, sir, no."
All the niggas in Dover Downs belong to me.
Joe don't even know. We'll let him talk to us like that in private, but you
I
can't
told
be
y'all
on the
about the
radio.
time when he came to my show in Delaware, right?
Oh yeah.
No.
He came down to the show. We had a show about like domestic violence awareness and shit. And he walked in the middle of Nate the landlord set, and like I was the host, so I gave him the mic. He gave me a hug, of course.
Right.
And I gave him the mic, and he spoke for like 15 minutes and shit. But he was acting so down,
Crushed.
though. He was like, he was cussing and shit. It was a clean show. He was talking about you know what I mean, domestic violence shit. He was like, I think they're punks and they need their ass kicked or something like that. We was like, he was like,
get him, Joe.
But yeah, he do got a connection with black people, but he overstepped right there. He was tripping.
Oh yeah, without a doubt.
Yeah.
But I mean, I didn't hear the swag on it. I mean, the swag though.
It was some.
My man said ain't like it's been in his vocabulary for his entire
For
life.
forever,
Yeah.
right? Like he learned that from his grandmother. So, like,
Even another black person wouldn't even tell me I ain't black for something. You know what I mean?
I've been called not black by a variety of black people.
I feel like the video is Joe like clapping and shucking like George Jefferson.
If you gotta figure out who you gotta pick between me and Trump, you ain't black. Like he did.
All right. Because I'm getting too sad thinking about our next election, I'm gonna turn this car around. We're gonna try to pretend comedy is still good. The world isn't falling apart. We're fine. We're all doing great.
I still see it. I'm so sorry, Doc. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah.
I was like, I don't want to tell these people to be quiet. I'm gonna let
Y'all stop with y'all black ass shit. I'm trying to do this show, goddammit.
Y'all niggas shut the fuck up, please. Thank you.
She should have called your
I got you,
service,
Knock.
Manny.
I got you.
We're gonna give the mic over
Exactly.
to Rachel Barnes.
Buddy, I will. It's perfectly acceptable if Daryl's mean to me in November. I don't care if he slaps the egg salad out of my hand. He can do that. It's fine. I figured in the spirit of the night, I was gonna talk about how you shouldn't call grown women girls. Like you can't say like, oh, I went out with like this girl last night. She was really cute and had too many fingers. Like you shouldn't say that, right? It does infantilize us, and I understand. Like I I agree, but I also understand why we do it, because calling somebody a woman is very intense. Like 8 out of 10 times you hear the word woman, it's on the news, right? Something has happened to that woman, right? It's like a woman was found dead under a bridge last night. She was identified by her too many fingers, you know, like, yeah, I'm killed off the finger lady. Yeah. And women do it too. Like, women call ourselves girls because we think sometimes it's more fun. Like, if you think about girls' night, you're like, fuck yeah, night of fun and margaritas. Women's night, night of remembrance, right? Night of remembrance. We're remembering all the terrible things that have happened to women throughout the years. And it works for men too. Like, with men, you can say like boys' night, hell yeah, getting brewskis with the boys. Men's night, you're gonna kill somebody. You're gonna 100% murder a person, and we're gonna remember them on Women's Night, right? It's gonna happen. I have 1 minute. I'm gonna get silly. Have you heard this joke about bagpipes where 70% of bagpipe players experience hearing loss? Okay.
What?
Yeah. Some people say it's from like playing that obnoxious instrument for like years and years, but I disagree. I think if you like the bagpipes enough to play them, you already have hearing loss. Right? Why else would you play it? Why else would you play it? Sorry, that was we're silly in here. Thank you. My name's Rachel.
Yeah.
Rachel, I agree with you.
Or Brian.
Uncomfortable. I feel like whenever boys do something great, they're like, oh, he's a man now. And the only time we're told when we're women is when we get the worst thing, which is our periods.
Yeah.
Like when the worst thing happens to you, you're like, I'm dying. And they're like, no, that's being a woman.
And it's like when you're 13. It's when you're 13, and then you're like 13. You're a woman when you're 13, when you have your period, and then you're a girl for the rest of your life, right?
Yes. I also feel like quarantine is, I'm sorry, it's the end of the night, so I'm gonna talk about bodily functions because I desperately need to go to the bathroom, and that's all I'm thinking about. But I feel like quarantine is treating women unfairly. Like I should be not getting my period. Like we have a shortage of paper products right now. Why is my body putting me in this predicament? But you know, it's fine.
Yo, paypal.me/sucks at Fergie. Support Nakui going to the bathroom.
Let the lady pee. We in the quarantine. Can't be that close to your toilet for like the last 8 days.
All right, but let's bring up our next comic. Very funny, the very burly Seamus Millar.
Yeah. Hey. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Animal Crossing, baby. That's what's going on. I don't know if you guys are familiar with Animal Crossing. This is the fucking game that's been keeping me sane throughout all of this. If any of this looks sane to you, this is what's been keeping me sane. If you're not familiar with Animal Crossing, this is a game where you build a nice house. Show them my house, Rachel. Show them my house. Look at that shit. I built all that shit. Don't worry about it. I got a fucking bonfire in the front yard, the flowers. Beautiful. I did that every day. I would wake up. That would be my routine. Come here, put some flowers down, build a fucking fence, talk to some animals. This game is just nice. Animals come up to you. They give you shirts and shit. It's just like a nice respite from like the insanity that's happening in the world. And I live in a house with 5 people, right? So there's a lot of moving pieces. This became my fucking obsession. Let me build this fucking island. Let me just do this and escape, right? And my buddy Trey, he lives with us. He's a wonderful human being. He mentioned one day, he was like, yeah, I think I might build a house on your island. And I was like, okay, I mean, you know, whatever, that's fine. And then one day I went to sleep and I woke up. I wasn't ready for it. and he had built a house. Show him where the house was. Show him where the house was. Go ahead. Oh, right next to the bridge. Right next to the bridge that I spent 300,000 bells on. Okay, all right, that's fine. Okay, that's fine. No, and something in me snapped. Right, I'm the bad guy here for sure. Like I went definitely overboard a little bit because like he came down the stairs, right, and he was all excited. He was like, "Hey, I have a surprise for you. I built a house on your island last night." And I was like, "Hey, I've been up for 3 hours. I have a surprise for you. I burnt your house down, sold all your stuff, and rebuilt another house on top in a game about fucking friendship." Like that's like, and the worst part was he left a note on the island that was like, "I love you guys. I'm just here to spend time, and I'm really, really excited about this process." And I was like, "Meanwhile, I'm psychotic. I'm sorry. You gotta go. You gotta go." I had to log in as him and like look at his outfit. My man was dressed as an egg. I was like, "All right, you can't do this. You gotta get." And that's, I don't know. That's my whole story. This fucking shit. I mean, it's beautiful. Look, Octavian lives there. It's a squid. It worked out. It's all fine now. But it was like a rough period where I deleted an actual friend of mine from a game where I'm like, I want to talk to a squirrel instead. Like, what the fuck? Like, I don't know, man. This is my Animal Crossing experience. Any questions?
All right, everybody, put your hands up. He's not going crazy despite anything he said. He's completely fine. He's got a whole house, and that's more than I have.
Fine.
So
I just want to give him a shout out
just
for actually
fine.
using the PlayStation control, the Move control. Like I think he's one of the only 3 people in the world who bought it, and I think that is great. Use it.
Headset for some reason. I'm keeping it together. What the fuck is
Hey,
happening?
no, you got it, baby. I'm just very proud of you. I can't. He
don't
put
wanna
Animal
talk
Crossing
to
like
me in VR,
like
let me
he's Luke Skywalker and shit. Build a fence. Build a house. Plant these crops. Like.
Anyway, God bless.
I don't know what I just came back from. I feel like I tuned into one of those, like YouTube started playing one of those like conspiracy theory videos just automatically. I'm sure it was a great conspiracy theory breakdown, Seamus. I hope it works out for you. I support it, whatever it is. We have David Piccolo Mini with us. Give it up, guys.
Yeah. I like that you brought me on like I was like a newscaster. Also, this feels a lot like Old Raven, where I'm just brought up after someone is like losing their mind. It's deep in the second half. Okay, guys, I can't get a haircut. I've been going on Zoom dates, and a woman told me it looks like I whittle my own jewel pods. She was black and tried to make fun of white dancing, but joke's on her, she was on rhythm the entire time. So yeah,
hard.
It's crazy. Like by the way, I learned how white I am. I have to look up how to spell rhythm every time. I can't do it on my own. I keep putting the H's on 1 and 3. It's not great. Went through a breakup before this pandemic. They say when you go through a breakup, you just think about everything you miss about your ex, which I thought was ridiculous until I was in bed one night and I was like, oh God, I miss her money so much. God, I miss her money. She made so much of it. She made 10 times as much as me, which is insane. I had no idea you can make $3,000 a year. What's nice though, if you start bombing in a Zoom show, you can just start watching porn while you do your set. No one can tell.
2 screens, baby.
Yeah, you don't even need 2 screens. I don't need to watch this. Right before the quarantine, I was doing shows in Florida, and yeah, hilarious. You know what's great? Having a full aisle every time. Like I had my own row both trips. I was like, oh, this is serious. Okay, I should watch out. But I was in Florida, and Florida is a lot like New York in that both places are very busy. But in New York, everybody has 3 hustles, and in Florida, everyone has 3 scams. Like in New York, everybody's like, I'm a musician. Also, I work at a coffee shop, and I'm getting a post-bachelor degree in like animal science. And in Florida, everybody's like, I copy credit cards. I got 3 Ponzi schemes, and I taught dolphins how to steal. I would do the act out, but those are real hard to do over Zoom. You're very aware that you're in your living room making dolphin noises. Okay, guys, thank you. That's my time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
David, if you're gonna tell us you're watching porn, you have to tell us what porn you're watching.
Oh no, that one went fine. So this was great.
That's a trap.
He's shy. He doesn't want to tell us. It's something.
Have you guys ever heard of Vixen? Okay, anyway, let's go.
Oh, he like that tame shit.
I like high quality cinematography. That's the quickest way to tell that someone's never watched porn. They're like, I watch it for the cinematography.
I watch it for the storyline.
Have you ever? Do you know the DP of this shoot? The director of photography. He's fantastic.
It's the only time someone in porn saying DP and means of photography.
Uh-oh.
Oh no!
God, we guys, that was my inner monologue. I forgot to turn it off.
Hey, where Betty at? Somebody call the
Is that what
police.
happened when Betty went over to their neighbors and told them to turn it down? They killed Betty. Betty, are you
That's where
alive?
Betty bit.
Someone check on
I think
Betty.
it came from Letitia's thing. And she's no
She is
longer
now.
there,
Letitice.
and she lives with a husband that she doesn't like. This is really, it's
Wait,
rightful.
hold on.
It's-
You kidding, right? Wait.
No, it was Letitia's that screamed.
It was Letitia's. I muted it.
Oh, she killed
Look how
somebody. She
calm,
didn't
look
get
how
killed. She
calm.
killed somebody.
She's too calm.
Always.
Yeah, she
That was
killed
a
somebody.
kid.
Disappearance
That was
I
a
did kill somebody.
child yelling.
She killed a kid.
A kid? No.
We heard screaming and we silenced it to cut the evidence off.
Oh, thank
We
you.
don't want no more.
No, that
This is
was my
recorded.
kid acting up that he shouldn't even be up right now.
Uh-oh.
Mm.
Oh, she,
They
ooh,
came
Latisse
home
got
from,
that. Latisse got
they
mama
came
swag
home
on
from
right
cookout
now.
and he wired, yo.
Look at how cool she looked.
Yeah,
That
just-
Tito's wore off.
She just gave the kid a right cross real fast. Like,
It really did.
shut up and go to bed. And then like, showed back up on the phone like, so how you doing? Blessed be.
Exactly. So as I was saying, the numbers look like it will. The market share looks very profitable for this.
The swag of somebody who just gave a kid a back body drop.
I had to snatch my blanket from him. I was like, give me my blanket, yo. He was like, but I want the Snuggie. I was like, all right, take the Snuggie. And then I came back with my head on like, all right, what's y'all talking about?
The brim in the front and shit was going on.
Huh?
Are you fixing your brim and shit in the front?
Yeah. You can't really see it.
Like, you done knocked the side.
He's still crying, but it's low. Whatever. Don't get picked up on the
Right,
mic.
yo. This boy bouncing off the walls and shit, yo.
Bouncing
Y'all
off the
think I'm
ceiling.
playing.
Shut his ass up.
He's in the den, thankfully, right now.
She locked him up.
I did.
All right, y'all, we got 2 more comics. We are in the home stretch. All right.
Ow.
A very warm round of applause for the penultimate comic. So we got Sam Bansner.
Yeah, woo! I'm ready for this.
What's up, everybody? How's everybody doing? You know, I am very thankful that I have roommates right now because I don't think I would be doing well in a studio apartment. You know, like I live with my friends. They're engaged. You know, they bought a house and they asked their not as successful friend to move in with them. So that's nice. They're planning their wedding in the fall, and I'm finally at my favorite part of their wedding planning. It's their planning of their registry, because it's like shit I get the benefit from, which I love. It's just like sitting around and it's like, ooh, new blender, yes, waffle maker, oh yeah, magnet when they come back from Hawaii, boom, can't wait. But it's just like the benefits of like when they get all the new stuff to replace all their old stuff. I get the old stuff. I'm their goodwill. I'm their Salvation Army, a Salvation Army Sam, if you will, which is going to just really cut down on awkward conversations off Facebook Marketplace looking for a non-stick frying pan and a used dish rack. But, like, I already feel like I have too much stuff and like I'm just turning into a hoarder. Like I'm going to be a hoarder when I'm 60. And, like I'm a messy person. Like I keep a messy room. Like my room is full of clothes I don't wear, books I don't read, delinquency notices I don't open. And, but like hoarding in my 60s, it's not going to be like hoarding now. It's not going to be like an A&E show. It's not going to be full of trinkets and old newspapers. It's going to be like all digital hoarding. I'm going to be digital, like, hoarding like TikToks and Instagram stories. So it's just like there'll be an A&E episode about me in 30 years. Well, it's like my family, my sister's family most likely, is trying to help me declutter by clearing out my iCloud full of the 400 gifts from the movie Goodfellas on my phone. I'm going to hysterics. That's all I was going to work on today. Just want to kind of leave you guys on this. Donate to the Fergies, PayPal. They're all great. I'm going to do a little promoting of myself. I am running a virtual.
Nigga, I can't believe this. You gonna use our subscriptions for your
son. Wow.
Now we'll sit here, let's just
charity.
Sam Bear said,
Shout
I
out
love
to
you.
Wallace, huh?
Go ahead. Go ahead, baby. Go ahead. Oh, I'm gonna shoot his tongue off. You understand?
Acting like
It's
a
not-
local improv
Listen.
theater. Like, stop being out here trying to collect the checks we need.
It's a virtual show. It's on June 13th via Zoom. It's called The Breakout. I'm giving 5 newer comics a chance to showcase. It's headlined by Sam Cap and Betty Smithsonian. I'll be asking for donations throughout the show to a foundation I am a part of. It is called To the Moon and Back Foundation, the Michael D. Mooney. Who's a fraternity brother of mine who passed away. He lost his battle to heroin addiction a few years ago. So we started a foundation, myself, a few friends, and his family, that we give financial assistance to people coming out of rehab who are looking to get in sober living facilities who just don't have the income. We help pay a few months rent just so they don't have to worry about that at the beginning while they get like a job and get, their lives back in order. We missed our spring fundraiser due to COVID. So this is the way. It's a free Zoom link. It's called The Breakout. I'll put it in the Facebook chat.
Ain't this
So
nigga
I hope-
time up?
Oh my God, son.
That's it.
It's a charity event.
Bye.
I was about to give it to him, but I ain't know.
You know what I mean? He out here saying all the stuff you can't interrupt. This is terrible how you set us up tonight, Sam.
I mean, I'm starting to feel bad. You're like, oh, somebody died.
Yeah, we're like, we gotta turn this into a
Oh,
joke
you can't
somehow.
interrupt heroin addiction. You can't
Yeah, can't interrupt that.
Wow, she treating heroin like crack.
It was
Like,
like-
this is crazy.
Yeah, Black Lives Matter was next.
Took it back to 1982 on some shit. Like, all these crack addicts and homosexuals, they could just die. I'm only trying to promote my show. This is the Reagan presidency.
I know.
Hey, I got a show to promote too.
You know what I mean? Everybody out here listening. Sam, you know why? Because you gave to us on your birthday, Sam. You paid it forward.
It's a great cause.
You paid your commercial forward with all your little white traps you just threw at us. In your little Sam. You out here. I've been in this integrated game, Sam, for 30 plus years, nigga. This ain't new. This ain't new. You hit me with opioids like that shit new to me. I'm so glad you gave on your birthday, nigga. You don't even know. You might want to drop another gift. PayPal.me/sucks at Fergie's. That's no K. SUCS at Fergie's.
When all y'all need to know is when Kat leans forward, shut the fuck up. That's all y'all need. When she go like this, it's a wrap. You done. Done.
Yeah, I was like,
fucking
man, he
wrap
dropped
it
the
up.
heroin shit on him. I don't know. I was like, damn, that's
Mark, could
holding
you
up
do-
his hands like he's
Cat out here
ready to
wilding,
bury
bro.
himself.
So now I know though, Cat. It ain't no fucks given. I don't give a fuck what it is. Damn, dog.
Right.
Exactly.
In your name on the thing. Other than that,
We don't care.
you about to get these hands, son.
We don't care.
Oh, okay.
Heroin,
You
crack,
right here
don't care.
Don't give a shit. You want to advertise? Nigga, change your fucking virtual background like everybody else. And use up airtime on these opioids.
Listen, you at the soup kitchen, we don't care. Just
Give
know.
a shit about these people. Everybody trying to eat.
Get it? People are dying, but where are their dads? That's all I'm saying. Whatever.
You out here, and I'm not supposed to mention you out here talking about a show I ain't booked on. Nigga, all these people out here, and the only one you talk about on your show is down in the corner calling the cops on some brown people. It's ridiculous. Talk about opioids. That was a minefield. Your entire promo said Banster.
Hey guys, I just wanted to say Ambush Comedy every Tuesday, 8:30 p.m. Zoom.
All right, I'm done. Sorry, dog.
That's funny. That was funny as shit.
All right.
Yeah, man. That was a whole bit. That was a whole bit. That was great.
One more comic. I
Damn.
think he's new to the room, so we're gonna give him a welcome. His first time with Fergie's.
Don't fuck up out here, Austin. I swear to God. Austin Taylor.
Austin, hey.
All right, my name's Austin. Only got a minute, so I'm gonna jump right into it. I recently took an online sex test that said I was a voyeur. At first glance, I was like, oh, voyage, I'm Jack Sparrow in the bedroom. Then I looked up the definition and I found out it's the exact opposite. I'm more of a creep sparrow. A voyeur is someone who likes to watch sex and it's maniacs. You know, like the nigga that be in the closet and like to watch his wife get drilled. However, once I found out I was a voyeur, it realized something about myself. I realized that when I was a kid, I actually did like seeing my parents have sex. At first, I thought I was disturbed, but I remember distinctly massaging my pee-pee. So, so what's crazy is both my parents are gay. So it wasn't my mom taking dick, it was my dad I saw taking dick. My mom was doing more wholesome shit with me, like teach me how to eat pussy. And that's Tom.
Oh, shit.
He was trying not to incur the wrath of one Cat Mosley. I get it. I get it.
Oh,
all right. Also, I don't want to blow up your spot, but that was your first time, right?
Yeah, that was my first open mic I've ever done for comedians. Or
Comedians. Yeah.
It's good to be back at Fergie.
Oh my God, this is the worst time to do that. Congrats.
What a dedication to an idea.
Let me show you what you look like.
So
You had the word.
Story, man. This
was what you looked like.
It was crazy. It's both my moms are here. Oh no.
Peepees, where the urine
Your job's a great show. I also.
Oh man.
There's some tragedy with that comedy. I'm gonna tell you that.
There was some tragedy.
So nice to be back at like Fergie's. Like you could picture yourself back holding a beer just like this. You're like, what the fuck's gonna happen? during that set and go, "Are you okay?" Good on you, pal. That's bravery. I like that. It's good to be back.
Thank you guys for listening.
Oh. Yeah.
Thanks for joining us, Austin.
Yeah, Austin.
All right.
Guys, that is our last comic. We've made it through another Sucks to Be Quarantined. It's been another great week. I'm gonna thank everyone, you know, all the people on our host panel. We got everyone that stuck through us through the show, everyone that donated money today, and everyone that's watching on the live streams. I'm gonna hand it back over to Kat. I feel like she still has a lot to say. And I took that time.
Y'all know I got a lot to say. Frank was out here last night saying I look like Set It Off and my big glasses in my hair, so I wore a cap to No, I got a lot to say. My whole look was impacted.
Frank,
What's that?
Those are those Frank insults where they get under your skin and like you try to look up, and then the next day you change something on the actual. You know?
All I'm doing is trying to get dressed. Why is this young nigga impacted me so?
I wore a hat one time and Frank said something. I haven't worn it in 6 months. So
Listening to Frank.
It's somebody that made Frank cut his dreads off. It's somebody impacted that motherfucker.
Yeah, yeah. Frank's girl was like, "Ooh, your scalp raggedy."
Like,
yeah. Y'all, a round of applause, by the way, for Knock, who hosted the second half. Like, great job, Knock.
Yeah.
Shaylin holding it down. Shaylin bringing that hostility. I love it. I love the combat. I just wanted to make sure I give y'all props. Sam Bansner for getting out here with his white minefields.
I'm gonna donate the PayPal. My white guilt will continuously just keep donating the things.
Appreciate that. And donate some spots to some of these people. Sam, I'm gonna check your lineup. I swear to God, you better not disappoint me. And Manny, are you on the lineup? Manny new.
Who, me?
What's going
Am
on?
I on the lineup?
Is
What lineup?
Knox not new? Shaylin's new. Are you
so
on
it's like-
Sam's show?
So it's 5 people who I've never seen booked before on anything, and then 2 headliners like that I've never seen like host or book.
I'm not even a headliner though.
I've never been booked.
Oh, y'all about to? Oh, I mean,
I
this is
headline.
for
What's
like
going on?
heroin people. What you trying to do to them?
Sam's
These
gonna
5
book us
people
all
I've never
by the end
seen
of this.
even do comedy.
Yeah, why would
Please
you-
give a warm
5
round of
of them?
applause for the most toxic motherfuckers you've ever met in your entire life.
I've never booked a show before, guys. Give me a break.
Yeah, we
It shows.
You about to learn, son.
I'm gonna tell you guys about the time I tried to make out with my dog.
Say it too loud. Austin might want to watch. The voyeur guy? Oh, did we all miss that? I don't know.
No, yeah, it was good. I got it.
That felt worse. I'm gonna go back to watching porn.
Like he wasn't watching the whole time.
Oh man.
Oh, is Frank back? Wait, who is this Frank? Is another Frank?
This is the Frank that's getting ready to go outside and smoke.
Outside.
Bitch
You could
scratching his
outside.
arms like, what's it feel like to be me? It's like this.
I wish raindrops would fall.
You guys want to sing "Zombie" by the Cranberries to round this out?
We did do karaoke last night.
Yeah. I'm all ready for the Cranberries.
Hey, don't fuck
Y'all
around.
want to think about us some zombie? Who was able to get it up?
Oh,
I can always get it up.
While we're
All right.
While we're queuing up the cranberries, y'all, before Lamar get it up, make sure you get your cranberries. You're gonna need your cranberries, y'all.
You want pineapples before Lamar gets it up.
I thought it was before Lamar goes down, you want pineapples, but
So when it gets the most up, you want to make sure he has some pineapples. Hey, yo, Frank, turn off your screen before you get indicted. What are you doing, Frank?
I don't think Betty's seeing, so it's okay.
Betty gonna call the cops on you, Frank.
Right?
Oh,
You on mute, Frank.
Niggas been smoking on this joint for 10 weeks. If we ain't got indicted yet, it ain't gonna happen.
You a black man.
Yeah, right?
Who was that to say? Yeah, right. Who the fuck was that?
You know who it was. It was Cecily.
Oh, that was Cecily? Huh? They finna kill you, dog.
Oh, sorry. I'm back.
I know Frank is out here. See, Sam got white minefields, and Frank is falling into these nigga traps. You never base your suspicions as a black person on what they've done. You base it on what they can do.
Frank sounds like Samuel L. Jackson when he outside, like a young Samuel L. like hey,
Gator.
And can't no y'all motherfuckers stop me. I got headphones on my head.
Frank, do a little dance for mama. Do a little dance.
Oh man.
Oh, fucking Lord.
Hey Dave, you all right, Dave? You all right, Dave?
What?
You all right, Dave?
Oh, the other day.
Right now. I don't know. Everything's like so funny. Oh, it feels like we're at a sleepover. You guys. Woo.
Yeah, we should. Oh, Letitia's computer shut down. I just got the notification.
No, it
Liam,
didn't.
you want to wrap it
She
up?
finna go whip them kids' ass.
Yeah. You sure,
Shut
Letitia,
down.
your computer.
AKA,
Yeah.
told
She
them
had to
kids to
not
go
have
get a switch off
evidence.
the tree.
Just
Go on,
want to hear
Dave,
the
pick one.
real screams of the kid.
Letitia's about to write us and tell us to take the video down.
I've been here the entire time. If you know.
I can't have the state seeing that video where my kid screams after he hit that podcast.
horrifying.
As long as you don't bring out the sugar cookies.
Did you get sugar cookies after a beating, Lamar? Is that what happened?
In the attic, man.
That's you got traumatic flashbacks every time they break that blue tin can out. Mama, no!
Yeah, man, I hate sugar cookies.
I do the one with the sugar on it.
Never touch another sugar cookie.
Yeah. Any last words before we wrap this bad boy up? I don't want to bring any more.
All hearts and minds are clear.
Anybody else want to do drugs on the stream? Just, to mix it up.
I do want to shout out to everybody who's been checking out the YouTube. We've got all the past episodes there. You can check out. We've got so many fucking funny moments when you go back through it. There's so much great shit on there. Please go check it out. Like, subscribe, and see all the awesome comedy moments that we had back there. That's all from me.
Biggie Smoke. Oh. Right, yeah, this nigga was like, oh. Like that shit hurt. Oh. Don't look at our own video. Oh.
When I do that, I'm like, have a real
He's about
moment.
to start talking in that talking from the throat.
It was like a
Ohio.
Oh, Rick Ross on him.
But yeah, check us out on Facebook, YouTube. Like our Facebook page, follow that YouTube channel, send us money so we can support the people who put on all the hard work. And
all right, I will jump in. Y'all ready? Y'all gotta watch this story. Y'all gotta watch this story. Look, my mouth ain't even working. This crew is truly amazing. All of these people have come together who have stayed here. This crew is actually pretty massive. We have a host panel of like around 8 to 10 people at any given time. Our crew is like 8 to 10 people at any given time. And if you watch our story over the course of our videos through the Sink or Succeed episode and everything. You actually see the story of a making of a crew, and I love these people. So the graphics are developments, us being on YouTube. I remember having a message exchange with you, Daryl, at like week 2 or 3 about spreading out. I was just thinking about that earlier, and within a few weeks, this crew has come together and done it. So
Yeah.
everything you're seeing is part of the collaboration. Like, y'all fancy graphic, that's amazing. The concept for tonight, Frank continuing to be like, Kat, we never got to do women's history, y'all. Frank fucking Neblett stayed on me about Women's History Month. So many different skills on this team. We have Jared hanging out in comments over on YouTube. We had SB as the Zoom master tonight, just talking about our new people. Y'all saw Knock up front hosting tonight. You've seen Shaylin's graphics. You're not getting to see some of the work that I'm going to enlist Knock in behind the scenes. You got Liam, pretty ass Liam out here making me look good, holding things together. You got Feinberg doing all the Facebook stuff, keeping people informed, keeping y'all posted about what's going on with us. Manny, I didn't shout you out in here trashing people in the Zoom, hurting feelings left and right. Who did I neglect? Okay, I got all of y'all.
Man, wait. Manny in the comments tonight was like, Tom DeBois from the Boondocks was Stink Meaner possessed him because this nigga was ruthless the whole.
Oh my God, Manny didn't care about nobody. 4 consecutive lines about Frank's headphones. Brilliant. So we've got brilliance going on that y'all sometimes can't see. And then we have sick talent joining us every week, established comedians. We have Cecily Alexandria, who really has been working in all sorts of ways all over the place. We got Lamar Todd, our time shouter. Lamar, where did you had Apollo stuff going on? Just say yes if I'm wrong, but I believe you did. Wasn't you at Apollo? Yeah. Yes, Daryl Charles, #1 selling album in America, 12 weeks and counting. Fire, this nigga part of the problem and proud.
If that ever happened, y'all wouldn't see me on
You would be
this.
sitting on no goddamn Zoom.
#1 album in America, but I decided to Zoom it with y'all because you never forget where you came from. What's up?
You didn't already forgot where you came from. 3 floors and 2 decks.
Yeah, pretty much. Oh yeah, I know, right? No, I brought my mama here before. She been here. I ain't forget.
And if y'all don't know, Brandon T. Gorin, one thing I love about Brandon T. Gorin is whenever a comic is like, hey man, I gotta get up early tomorrow morning, Gorin could be like, I drive 3 hours. Wait, what is your commute? You have like a sick commute to the Raven.
It's 2 hours from Raven every night, every time I leave.
Every time you go. Yeah. So this is comedy. We got Gorin, long time grinder and grinder. And host of a long-standing room. And we got the motherfucking queen, y'all. We got Latisse back from smothering a baby.
I put him in the sleeper hold and said, go to sleep. Go to sleep.
Kid out here just like
kids, yo.
Yo, she out here hitting children with clotheslines from hell.
She's getting Royce Gracie on the babies, son.
Yo, this joint like John Bradshaw Layfield.
Let me tell y'all something. Y'all can judge all you want. When y'all become parents, come see me, okay? And
Nah, boy, nah, son. I leave it on belly buttons. Your boy, I'm not playing.
I don't care. Judge all you want. That motherfucker need to be asleep. Go to fuck to sleep.
Well, he going for the big sleep now.
And Liam, the last one, gotta go ahead and shout her out last because we don't know if this bitch is canceled after tonight. Betty Smith-Sony.
It's a culture that's real, y'all.
It's
like
real.
Still on, but she's not.
Yes, your audio's on, but not your video. Wait, I'll ask for permission to start your video so you can say farewell to the people. We don't know what's going to happen to you. Y'all pray for Betty.
Avita saying goodbye.
Nah, you gotta hit it with the black version of that, Latisse. Another one bites the dust.
Another one down. Yes.
All right, Liam, I'm done with the hijack. The speaker
Oh,
moved me.
you sold us so much better than I could. So please, thank you very much. Yeah, that's it. So I'm gonna take us off the live stream.
Damn, black people better at selling stuff now than white people.